Hey, it's Ben from Death Battle, and you should subscribe to Raccoon Bro VA.
Trash bin talk. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Raccoon Bro VA, and it is the 10th episode of Trash Picks Talk.
10 out of 10.
We
10
out
of
of
10.
In the first,
After-
as well as
after way too long.
Theme like right now.
as well as our first episode of 2026, and it's what a year it's going to be. We got so many awesome plans in mind. Hopefully the season 6 ranking will be out by the time this podcast comes out. Obviously no promises. I'm never promising a release date again like I foolishly did. Sorry about that. But
It's been 84
You
years.
got a lot to work with. I don't blame you.
Here we are in the future, and we are so excited because episode 10 we decided to do something a little bit special. It's going to be all picks from everybody on the council, so it's going to be 8 episodes total, and it is going to be the big legacy most wanted matchups we all have, or something with like a lot of history to it that we're just going to spend as much time yammering on about for as long as we want to. And how long is this podcast going to go for? Who knows? It doesn't matter because we all have our agendas to push, and that's how we're going to celebrate 10 episodes of this podcast and 10 episodes and all these years of y'all supporting us. So yeah, like members and everybody watching, thank you all so much, and we hope you all like what we have in store. So
If you're watching this while eating, you're gonna need a banquet.
Yeah, you're gonna need a
Not just,
buffet.
not a single plate, just a banquet. Get yourself a banquet right now.
Clock into Golden Corral and bring a sleeping bag.
You're gonna want a bib
Yep.
because it will get messy.
Full course meal.
All right. Oh, speaking of banquets, what is the best time to have a banquet? During the holidays!
Yay!
Prince
vs. Jack.
Oh,
Nice.
Girls of every age.
This is my pick.
Oh, goody.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So with this one, like this is one that I have a specific personal attachment to. I've watched a lot of versions of The Grinch. Like, I have a lot of nostalgia for the original and also hearing that song constantly. And for Jack, The Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my all-time favorite movies. I just love the style, and Jack is just such a cool character and concept. And I just think these two would just make for such a cool fight. Like, it could make for a really cool setup where the Grinch is like trying to steal the presents while Jack is trying to deliver his presents to the children. And like, you know, they could cross paths, and then that's how the fight starts. In terms of like what could turn out with, you know, these two trading blows, these two actually have a lot of interesting abilities from different mediums. Like, Jack has a video game, Grinch has, like, tons of different books, and I think he has a game? I forgot if he does. But
he has a
PS1 game.
He has several games, like the famous one where he like breathes smelly gas on you and can like ground pound. Yeah,
okay.
he has the most real sounding.
Malboro.
He has the most real sounding ouch sound effect in all of video games. Like, it sounds like the voice actor was genuinely like hit in the head with a brick or something.
And something that actually I found out when someone else was discussing this could actually make for a very interesting ending. It could lead, like, with them fighting on top of maybe, like, Grinch's giant sleigh, and, like, basically they're almost, like, they're falling down, and, like, almost, like, one of them has, like, almost sacrifices themselves so that the other can live and, like, save Christmas and all that.
Aww.
Aw,
That would be
that
cool.
would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That'd be
That's a
really
nice
cool.
ending.
Wait,
That would be a very emotional ending.
'cause I see a lot of people say that Jack Skellington probably wins, so like it would be fun if they incorporated Grinch's character arc of his heart growing 3 sizes,
Yeah.
and he decides
Yeah.
to be
I
like,
mean,
go
He
go
gets
Jack,
Kingdom Hearts scaling.
go Jack, save Christmas.
True.
Blah, whee!
You see, Carrot, you said that, but my brain immediately went to there was a Grinch horror movie, and like
Oh, of course.
Oh, the mean one.
yeah, and that's
I heard
literally
about
how
that.
that's literally
That
how
should
he
not.
died.
Yeah.
Really?
His heart
Yeah.
grew 3 sizes.
Yeah, that's
and
how
then
they killed
exploded or something.
Yeah, that's what they
Jesus.
killed
Goodness.
him. It was so.
Wow.
Oh god, so
Let,
cringe.
let's just say it's better when Robot Chicken did the version of it, where he's like, well, Grinch,
Yeah.
it appears your heart is 3 sizes bigger than normal. I know, it's a Christmas miracle. Yeah, it could be terminal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's funny.
That is
Uh,
pretty funny.
and then the sketch just
That is-
ends.
That is
Bec-
so rough.
by the way, shout out to David Howard Thornton for essentially monopolizing the silent mascot killers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, he's also
Blood and
Terrifier.
Honey
the
2 is actually pretty good.
Yeah, weirdly enough, does anybody want to watch any of the Popeye slasher films?
No.
Oh,
What?
I'll pass. I'll pass.
What? There's a
Yeah.
Popeye slasher film?
There are-
Popeye the Slayer Man.
There
yeah.
are multiple
What?
Popeye slasher films,
Oh.
actually.
My God.
Eric,
Oh, fuck,
if
multiple.
we're watching this, I'm bringing tequila.
It's the what is it? It's the freaking dang it, I forgot the term.
He says, I am what I am.
Public domain. It's the public domain
pub-
Yeah,
slasher
exactly.
genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like what they did with Winnie the Pooh.
Something that
And Steamboat
happens to
Willie.
every cartoon.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Steamboat Willie, not Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie.
It happens to every single cartoon character that has become public domain right now.
Well,
You got
Solid
the
JJ
Mickey-
said.
Steamboat Willie horror movie got announced like the day after it went public.
Solid
domain.
JJ said it best
Yeah.
with his Steamboat Willie
Yep.
games. Like, what do you think all these incredible up-and-coming artists are gonna make of us? 2 horror movies and a Steam game. Is that it? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Going
Okay.
back to this matchup though, the thing that I am most excited for with it, other than the fact that it has to be at the end of the year, like there's no other time they could do it. Like,
Yeah, like
maybe it could be
yeah.
Halloween,
Obviously
but
December.
it has to be like in
Thanksgiving
December.
time is the second best though.
Yeah.
Gr-
Like
Yeah, like a-
midpoint
like a
between
middle
Halloween and
ground, but-
Christmas. It's perfect.
This
Yeah,
is our
yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our chance to get our first quote unquote stop motion battle of the show. And when I say that,
will
I'm
be sweet.
I want it to be done in the style that Luis did for Bill versus Discord and Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man, like for that one segment.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah,
got
those-
that,
those
yeah.
segments,
Absolutely.
if they can
Yeah,
manage that
definitely.
style for a whole battle, especially if they got like, you know, fingerprints and stuff on it to make it look even more like it was clay
Mhm.
figures and stuff, I would be so happy with that. Cause like, I feel like Grinch could work in any medium really. And,
Yeah.
but Jack Skellington, like the stop motion style is so iconic to him that like, that's kind of what you need to do for him. And plus also you could
Yeah,
maybe even
definitely.
have a bit of it where they like go through portals or something and like maybe it becomes hand drawn for a little bit as well.
Yeah.
To
And
it's like
similar-
appease
Yeah.
both
Oh, yeah.
sides.
I was gonna say that in a similar vein to like pulling ideas from other episodes to fit into this episode, having a sort of like omniscient narrator, like what they did with Hercules versus Sun
Mhm.
Wukong,
Yeah.
Oh,
would
yeah,
fit
yeah, yeah.
really
Just
well.
very-
like,
A very
implement-
calmer British narrator.
yeah, like
Yeah.
implement like
Yeah.
the Seuss style of storytelling, where it's like a British narrator and like they have rhymes and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
Brandon
You
Brandy
can
Ga-
get
rhyming
Blythe
the
Mellon
entire
to
time.
do the narrator voice again.
Oh, we could
Yep.
get Brandy
Like
Yates.
you can literally just do like the same voice he did for Kong, but like sound like a more mysterious instead
Oh no!
of
Oh no!
like,
Blythe
not mysterious, but like
Mellon was Hercules in that one.
Yeah. Or Harry.
oh
Mm.
sorry,
Yeah, I-
Or
sorry.
Heracles.
Oh god, the
I think
name
it was
of the narrator for
Christian
that-
Young. I think his name is.
Christian
Christian
Young,
Young,
yeah.
yeah.
get him.
Yeah, it was something like that.
But here's the thing. I also Brandon Yates. I want him to do a diss track on both Jack and Grinch to like
Yep.
as a send up to Thurl Ravencroft.
You are mean ones.
Yeah, it would
The
be.
mean ones. That's what it would
Boys
be
and
called.
That
girls
is
of
true.
every
One.
age, the Grinch is a motherfucking bitch today.
Yes.
Wow.
The kids have to
you-
grow up
you-
sometime.
Congratulations, you've given Fight Marker his next rap battle.
Oh god, he would. For those, if you haven't seen Jeff the Killer versus Slender Man, he absolutely would do something like that.
Oh, he so would, bro. Oh god.
You know, now that I think about it, Skellington kind of looks like Slender Man, a little slender himself.
Wait a minute.
Kinda.
Oh no.
Wait a second,
Uh-oh.
pulls off the mask and reveals
It was me.
it was it
Oh,
was
man,
a proxy all
Slender Man.
along.
It's just Slender Man is just Jack Skellington wearing a white morph suit.
And with his mouth sewn shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, the more I think about this matchup, the more I just really want to see it on Death Battle, and
Oh, it'd be
like
so
it
cool.
is definitely entered my top 10 of all time. Like,
I would love to see
Most
them like
Wanted.
get the Kingdom Hearts powers incorporated into there.
Yeah,
Like there would be a lot of
I
fantastical effects.
do wonder how
Yeah.
Grinch would stack up to Kingdom Hearts scaling. 'cause
He would
I'm
not at
sure
all.
I'm sure he
Yeah,
has
he probably
He has some kind of crossover somewhere.
He crossed over with the Cat in the Hat, so
Yeah,
maybe
but
there's something
that's
there.
just Dr.
Wait,
Seuss.
Oh, that'll do it.
It would be. I
Doing
think
Force stuff.
A full
this would be
Dr.
an-
Seuss composite.
this
Oh,
does seem to
yeah,
be entering
the Seuss verse.
entering into the ever-growing genre of magic versus gadgets.
Yes.
Like style of matchup
Yeah.
making, because like Grinch has like so many
Grinch
like
does
wacky
have
gizmos.
so many inventions.
Especially with the
Yeah.
Illumination film, like leaning into that side of him even more so. Like after he becomes.
Finally, someone mentioned the Illumination film because
I
I
avoided
right
it
now.
so often.
I need no.
Look,
No. My sister was glazing it for the past 2 months, and then like despite the fact that no one in my family ever decided to watch it, I was like, okay, fine, I'll bite the bullet and finally get around to watching it. You know, being a Chicago resident, I saw all the billboards. Being a Smash Brothers fan, I know about the fake
All right.
leak.
the
So
Grinch-
I think that
Don't remind me.
I think that post-Christmas 2025, let's watch some Illumination. Let's watch some more Illumination schlock. But that was the first time I watched a movie and unironically said, "This shit is slop."
Oh.
wow.
Genuinely one of the most worst
Wow.
films I've ever seen.
Aw.
Deadass
Dang
doesn't even
shame.
feel like a Dr. Seuss film.
I don't know. I thought
Like,
I
beyond
thought
the
it was
fact that
charming when I
has
saw
the
it.
Who's and the Grinch.
I thought it was
But you-
fine.
I mean, this is like-
nothing too special, but I didn't think it was as
I
bad
mean,
as
if he
the
gets
worst
the gadgets
Illumination.
from that, this will be like Starfire getting Teen Titans Go scaling.
I liked Kenan Thompson in it. He was fun.
Oh yeah.
Who did he
I
was
mean, the
alright.
voice actors were doing all right.
he was one of the Who's who like was talking about like having shampoo for his mustache or whatever. I haven't
don't
seen
remember
the
that.
I haven't seen
I
the
don't,
movie in
I
a
don't know
while.
what to say to that.
All I remember is that I saw like the first 10 minutes of it. I'm just like, I could not watch this fully. This sounds
Yeah.
just so
Yeah,
boring
no.
and generic.
Personally,
It is
I've
boring.
never seen it.
It's a very pretty one. I like the way Illumination animates snow. I
I
say
personally
that.
think the animation is overrated.
Aww.
It still looks like every other Illumination film you've seen before.
Illumination films are pretty.
Like I
Yeah.
still
I
think that
mean,
the
I'm
Mario movie is,
gonna
like, the
watch.
prettiest
I'm gonna
Illumination.
watch the Mario Galaxy movie.
Same
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's
Same.
same
here.
That movie's gonna hit
Even though
definitely.
Bowser Jr. sounds wrong.
Okay,
Hey,
hold on.
if
Okay,
they're
so
actually gonna
Sli-
do something with the older sounding Bowser Jr., I'm fine with. I'll be fine.
Look,
with that.
I'm okay with it, but like,
I have
it's just
okay.
like...
I promise this tangent will be short because I know we're supposed to be talking about Grinch versus Jack.
Right? Yes, I'm sorry. I'm
But-
sorry.
Yeah,
All-
we
all
get
I'm gonna-
distracted way too
I-
easily.
I have a
Yeah.
small
I
theory
do.
as to why they got Benny Safdie for that. Because everybody, when they first heard, they were like, "Oh, Jack Black is voicing Bowser Jr. That's a fun like meta thing to do." But then it turned out that it was actually somebody else, and like, "Huh? Why did they make Bowser Jr. sound so old?" And my theory is that because Junior is a child, but he's also the villain of the movie, and there's probably going to be a lot of moments where Mario and Luigi are kicking his butt. I think they got somebody older so that like parents wouldn't be as worried about showing their kids that, because like if he sounded like a kid, like that might
Yeah.
make parents upset or something. So that's my theory.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I can
Uh,
see that. I
Plus,
can see
I
that.
also plus like during what little we've heard of Bowser Jr., I did hear like some voice cracks get implemented, and like if that's actually like the direction they're gonna take, then like this could be less older Bowser Jr. and more like teenage Bowser Jr.
Yeah, if he
I'm
sounds
all for it.
adolescent, if he sounds
Oh,
adolescent, I would
But
be
you
fine
see-
with that.
But you see, that's the thing though.
Yeah.
Junior is canonically a teenager, if I recall correctly. He's not
Oh,
like
yeah.
a,
And yet he
like
still
9
wears
or
a bib.
10-year-old. Yeah, he still wears a bib.
Although-
It's
yeah.
a bandana.
Tangent.
It's more of a
now.
mask.
Back to the matchup.
I will. Okay,
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
more
but-
thing though. I
yeah,
will
back to
say
the matchup.
Brie Larson probably should have just played Peach, if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
If that's a voice that she
Yeah,
was gonna use
yeah.
for Rosalina. But yeah,
Grinch
Probably.
versus Jack.
I would
Jack,
I
yes.
really
Yeah.
want to see like how far they can take the creativity of all of like Grinch's gadgets, like make it feel as Dr. Seussy as possible, like maybe even like have it open up on a book, like as like somebody's narrating it, kind of like
Like have it be a
Heracles versus
storybook?
Sun Wukong, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
And like I could see them fighting through like they have the different holiday doors.
Yeah.
Just
And
like have
could-
them fighting
that could-
through all the different holidays.
that could be their
Okay.
excuse to
Yeah,
like
that-
do
that
different
could-
animation
Yeah,
styles.
definitely.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they get into
got an
Christmas
idea.
Town, they can make it like 3D and have it look like Kingdom Heartsy.
different animation styles, or like just find the wackiest holidays and just like do some weird robot chicken joke. It's just like, let's just move past this one.
The question that I have to ask is, what like voice direction do you think they would go with the Grinch? Because there's three film versions.
Very different ones.
I
very
think they
different
would probably
versions.
go OG, like, because like we've seen that when it comes to characters like these, they like to stay as like close to the like most
original
iconic
voices,
interpretation.
yeah.
Like we saw with Tom when we got our first preview image. He was a lot bluer in the design, but then they made him grayer because Louis said that they wanted to make it feel like the early shorts.
Right.
So I feel like they would probably do a similar thing here.
The thing is, though,
Okay.
Carrie's Grinch is very iconic.
It
Like,
is.
It's one of his,
It
like,
really
biggest
is.
roles.
But
I have been getting hit with those shorts of like the Grinch in one of those amusement parks, and it's just Jim Carrey's Grinch. That's the voice.
Yeah.
of this.
he is.
I mean,
he
like
is,
we said,
becoming
different
very
holidays,
iconic.
different animation styles, different
Different
portrayals.
voice actors.
Yeah,
I'm down
maybe
with
they
that.
could find like a middle ground between like the original animated version and Jim Carrey. Which I will say that the Jim Carrey Grinch, like I know going on another tangent, but Jim Carrey's Grinch, like I will say, like I don't hate it, but why the hell is every single shot a Dutch angle?
Because that's the directorial style, my friend.
Fucking uncanny.
And-
It's still a fun watch, in my opinion, but it's
He's from
so
the Uncanny
wild.
Valley. Look, everything in that film is uncanny. None of the characters
yeah.
have upper lips.
Yeah.
I still watch that movie. It's still funny.
I did. There is one outtake of like Grinch arguing with the mayor, the Jeffrey Tambor character, and after they did the take was finished, Jim Carrey bit his nose and like ripped the prosthetic off, and everyone laughed.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay, that's
gosh.
funny.
Yeah.
So, like, which goes to show how much makeup went into that thing. Like, holy crap.
Oh
Yeah.
my lord!
It took
I
8
can't
hours
imagine.
to apply to Jim Carrey alone, and he had to learn
I mean,
torture therapy.
But
Didn't
like
he? Yeah,
Ron
he said-
Howard,
he said he had it, yeah.
Ron Howard famously like got in the Grinch makeup for a day, like to be a good sport about it. But he didn't do like the eye lens thing. He was like, yeah, no, that was too far for me.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yikes.
But it's like Jim
Don't
Carrey
blame
did
him
not recognize who it was, and he got a little mad at first. Like, is Ron Howard making fun of me having some guy dressed as Grinch directing me? Because they couldn't tell it was Ron Howard at first.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wild.
But yeah, I think different animation styles would totally be justified for this if we're assuming it's like at the end of the year, like the finale of the year, if we're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for like a holiday thing. And
Yeah.
just a very, very, very fun time here, and I would love to see how they take like the horror like angle of it as well, like trying to get some of the creepy faces that they both do as well, like maybe the two of them are having sort of a stare off of like who could freak the other out the most.
I mean, yeah. I mean, one of these
Yeah.
characters is a Tim Burton character, and those can be pretty weird at times.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Tim
Yes.
Burton is
In fact,
known
I just
for
think
that.
Grinch is
Yeah,
like
the Tim-
perfect for the Tim Burton style in general.
Mm.
Which is why I
Yeah,
think they
definitely.
should go more like the original animated version of Grinch in terms of like voice direction, because I just think that fits the world of Nightmare Before Christmas the most.
Oh yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Boris
well, yeah,
Karloff.
definitely.
Also, someone said different seasons. Like, at my mind immediately went to Click Clock Wood from Banjo-Kazooie.
I love that level. But
Yeah, it's like my favorite level in the series.
I'm just gonna keep pushing the agenda that it should have been renamed Henry Selick's Nightmare Before Christmas, not Tim Burton's.
Oh wait, yeah.
Oh right, yeah, because like Tim Burton, like he didn't direct it, I think.
No, he just produced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Disney
I-
did that for like marketing.
Yeah, just,
Well, yeah,
just
because
so
Tim
that
Burton
a big
was like
name
a
can
big
be
deal.
on
He was a
there.
big deal back in the
Yeah,
in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, but yeah, that's just me pushing the Henry Selick agenda. Go watch Wendell and Wild.
Okay then.
All right.
All right.
Grinch versus Jack. Thank you, Danger Man. That was a fun one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in my top 40.
All right. I really hope they do that this year. But moving on, we have a relatively more recent one here, and I believe we have a video to show off.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
that
Okay.
can't be
Hello,
true.
Huntimus.
Hello.
Look at these guys.
Yeah.
2 versus Starscream.
Starscream.
Alright, that's fun.
Okay.
Oh, Transformers
Specifically
Armada.
Transformers
Armada
Armada
Starscream.
Yeah,
Yep.
Transformers Armada and Starscream.
Very
Yeah.
different one.
Hey,
Yep,
Walk us
yeah.
through this one.
Yeah, this is the matchup I came up with. It's my second most wanted. Gamma 2, obviously, from Dragon Ball Super Superhero, versus Starscream from Transformers Armada. So pretty much the main connections is two cybernetic beings who served like an evil army, the Red Ribbon Army and the Decepticons, who then eventually realize through a fight with the good guys, Piccolo and the Autobots, they eventually realize maybe something's wrong here. I should not be fighting for these guys. So they eventually would join the good guys, Starscream joining the Autobots for a good while. And then, but eventually he would join back to the Decepticons, but be morally confused. And then, obviously, with Gamma 2, he shows up and he joins the good guys pretty much for the rest of that movie.
Oh, spoiler
and the
alert.
big thing is, yep, spoilers. And then
He's been out for
major
2 years.
major big spoilers.
Longer than
They both sacrifice themselves to take out a greater evil. Gamma 2 with Cell Max and Starscream with Unicron trying to convince Galvatron that Unicron exists and that he needs to team up with the Autobots. There's obviously I could go on and on and on, but that's pretty much the big gist of the connections between these two.
Yeah. See, I'm
Okay.
glad that you're doing a hyper-specific version of a Transformer, because as we've seen with previous episodes, compositing specifically with the Transformers franchise, it doesn't always wash, especially when you're being very picky and choosy with like what is allowed and what isn't. And
Megatron, what?
like it was a very big, like the only reason Unicron like got away with it was because like they explicitly said all versions of Unicron are the same, like in lore or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you
Which
can't
isn't wrong.
but you can't do that with like any other Transformer as far as I know. And like that's why people want to see stuff like X versus Primal, because again it's like there's a version of Primal that we're very specifically talking about there. And I find, I would love to see Death Battle explore that more beyond just doing Dragon Ball and Sonic characters again, because you know like, that's mostly what we've seen with like say Xenoverse or Archie comics. Let's get weird. Let's get weird with
yeah.
it.
See Super Friends.
Also,
I want people to. I want them to get more weird with it.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
quick question: is that a custom render for Gamma 2?
Those
that,
are
like, official?
both custom hand-drawn renders
I
made
figured-
by yours
yeah.
truly.
Nah.
Ooh,
Oh, that is
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
I honestly couldn't tell at first. Well done.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
That was good.
Nice job.
I'm really proud of Starscreams.
Starscreams looks
Oh, yeah.
really good. Like I honestly thought that was
Yeah.
official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Transformers sheen down to a T.
Thank you, thank you.
The sheen.
Sheen. Planet Sheen.
I think
Rest in peace.
Oh god, yeah, that just
Aw.
reminded me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like he also died the same day that Jim Ward died. It's like fuck, man.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah, I
God.
know. Let's
Like,
talk
don't
about.
make me.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, with this Dragon Ball Superhero, for those y'all wondering, Broly, I love that movie. It is one of the best like Dragon Ball like action Dragon Ball Z action movies ever.
absolutely.
Dragon Ball Super
Yes.
is one of the best OG Dragon Ball-esque films I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, that
Super's
film,
such a good film.
people don't talk
It
about how
is
good that film
so-
is enough, because
It is very like beautifully animated.
sure, it may not
Yeah.
have as much crisp action as Broly, but oh my god, it is so effortlessly charming, and it is such a fun, like, it introduces so many fun characters. I love how the Red Ribbon Army is brought back in full force. I love that Goku and Vegeta are sidelined for the entire time, and it's, like, justified pretty well, and then so it gives a bunch of other characters a chance to, like, take on a starring role. Like, Piccolo being the main character for a full film was unironic genius. Like,
So cool.
Whoever
yeah,
came
yeah.
up with that idea, like, deserves a medal of some kind, because he is such an awesome protagonist to follow.
I mean, Toriyama
And
himself.
yeah,
like,
Toriyama.
he commented
Oh,
on
yeah.
the fact that, like, yeah, I love that they made Piccolo the protagonist of the movie. So, like, if they got Toriyama's seal of approval.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the
Yeah,
reveal
definitely.
that Bulma has been using the Dragon Balls for petty stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
She's always
very
been
in
doing
character.
that though. Like, let's be real. She's always
Yeah.
been doing that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a great way to build off the conversation they had in the Broly movie, where she's talking about how like she's like making herself look like just a little bit younger every now and then, so that people don't think
Yeah,
she's using
yeah.
plastic surgery or whatever.
And then
Yeah.
Frieza's basically asking for the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah, he
it's-
wants to
Yeah.
be. Like,
I wish to be a
slightly taller.
little bit taller, so
Increase
people
my
think
height.
I'm still growing.
and I don't want to be
Yes,
in my
my
other
height.
forms. I
By
need to be in my
5
strongest form.
centimeters.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like for me personally, I think superheroes kind of gone down for me as like a film overall because I think it's structured a little weirdly. But without a doubt, one of the best aspects of it were the Gammas. I think Zeno
Oh,
Robinson
no
like did a
question.
phenomenal
Yeah, Zeno
job.
Robinson.
Zeno Robinson did a
Gamma
phenomenal
2.
job at as a Gamma 2. He's so
Yeah.
fun. Like it's so like Sentai-esque in his performance. And
I
it
mean,
just works so
my
well.
my lord, they actually have hologram projected versions of the comic bubbles. It's like the
Yeah.
whams and
Yeah.
the bams and all that.
It's not often
Yeah,
it's not often we get to see Dragon Ball characters packing heat, but in an effective way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he literally
Yeah.
does the Ocelot
Yeah, the
gun
Gamma
twirling.
Blaster.
not like Farmer with a shotgun. Rest in peace.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah,
Right.
R.I.P. Farmer.
Rip to the goat.
A dragon. This is another Dragon Ball versus Transformers fight, and so I'm curious. But in this case, it's a Dragon Ball character that's only appeared in one thing, and versus a hyper-specific version of Transformer. Like Huntress, I'm curious about like what the scaling for these two, like how like close this matchup is, like if we're just going off of the very specific source material that they come from.
Yeah. We did a debate month on this. We through scaling and what Piccolo had said in the movie, Gamma 2 should, or just the Gammas, should scale roughly to Goku and Vegeta, which
Oh wow.
so like around Universal
Okay.
apparently.
Okay.
Like base
As
level
for-
Goku, or
Yeah,
like
like base level
So-
Goku and Vegeta.
So basically, they're doing somewhat of a Bardock situation. in a way.
Kinda, yeah, kinda. We know from the manga that superhero takes place after the Mora arc, so we're not. Yeah, so it's kind of dubious, but either way, the Gamma 2 should be pretty high in terms of lep power and stuff. Starscream should also be in that range of universal level in a sense, because in Armada he gets the weapon called the Star Saber, and also temporarily wields something called the Requiem Blaster, which pretty much it can destroy like planets and stuff. Both of them are, best way to put it, they're both very strong, with Gamma 2 probably being a little bit stronger and a little bit faster.
Yeah, because I remember in superhero, the Gammas were able to fight off against Ultimate Gohan or Mystic Gohan, whichever you prefer.
Ultimate
And-
Gohan, I just call it that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then Orange Piccolo, which like
Mhm.
Orange Piccolo is able to like somewhat tango with Cell Max.
Yeah.
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 I will say Cell Max is probably my least favorite part of that movie.
Yeah, Cell Max.
It is
I'm
weird.
sorry, I don't.
It's weird.
Such,
I gotta
it's
go off.
such a-
Cell Max only exists for Beast Gohan.
Yeah,
It's-
Beast
I-
Gohan.
and
What
yeah, and
happened,
that's. Oh my god! Don't get me started on that.
No, like when I heard they were going to make Cell again, like I'm going to see Cell again. Then I see the movie, I'm like, what is this?
That's not
That's
Cell.
not
This
Cell.
is what we
That's
know.
not Cell.
They butchered my
That's
That's
boy.
a
him.
That's
That's
imperfect
semi-perfect
version.
Cell.
Among Us.
How are you more imperfect than imperfect Cell?
You're either perfect or you're not me.
Exactly.
There's no in between.
Yeah.
And he was he was not him in that one. He was not.
No,
at his,
he was
No.
not.
not at his Sunday
It was
best.
just a mindless beast
I
or
wish,
something.
I genuinely wish they had made Magenta the main bad guy.
Yeah, I want Mario to
They
be the villain
hyped
of
up
the
his
movie.
mechanized body and stuff, but like,
Just make
He kind of was the main villain, but at the same time he got taken out.
let Mario be the bad guy. Dang it!
I want
Lied
to
to
see him
mechanical
throw
wasp.
Piccolo around and say "so long, gay slug."
I think even like
my gosh.
I think even Sparking Zero has Cell make fun of Cell Max being like, "Wow, look at you, you're so imperfect."
Sparky Zero
Yeah.
does seem to be a very like they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Oh
with
yeah, the
all
Guardian team had a lot of fun with that
What-
game, from what I hear.
with all like the what ifs as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was very very weird seeing Goku in like mocap. I was not used to that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining a lot of like fun aerial shenanigans for this one.
Yeah.
What is this version of Starscream's personality like? Like, how well do you think he would gel off of Gamma
Is he
2's,
as
showboating nature?
petty as classic Starscream?
Okay, that's the biggest difference between Armada Starscream and G1 Starscreams. Armada Starscream is kind of like a young warrior. If you ever seen Beast Wars, he's most similar to a Dinobot. He's like has a lot of honor and stuff. That's
Interesting.
the kind of person
I
Starscream.
see.
That's like the exact opposite of
That's like
Starscream.
the
yeah.
complete opposite of what Starscream
That
is.
is literally just. This is like Bizarro Starscream. I love it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
He does have a bit of that G1 Starscream. Like he still like hates Megatron, but in the literal sense that he hates Megatron because Megatron.
He hates him
treats
because
him
he's evil
terribly.
instead of hating him because he's taking up the spotlight.
Yeah, basically.
But he still follows.
Megatron-
But he still follows Megatron for a little bit.
Yes. There's like when we first start Armada, he's following Megatron stuff, but eventually he gets like tired of him basically, so he joins
Gotcha.
the Autobots, where he then also meets the human characters, which gives him it humanizes him a lot. So when he joins back to the Decepticons, he's kind of like morally like, am I doing the right thing here? Should I be doing this?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
A
love it.
little bit of self-discovery involved.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
big thing is self-discovery with him. Again, he's a lot like Dinobot from Beast Wars. Highly recommend you watch Beast Wars.
I know that a friend of mine is super into Transformers. I've got to start like getting into it because it looks so fun.
It
Yeah,
is.
Yeah,
same,
and,
here,
like-
same here.
And like
Yeah,
I've
because,
seen
like,
I've seen Transformers 1. My God, that was so good.
I'm
Oh,
so
yeah,
sad
I'm
we're
the
not
same
gonna
way.
get a
I'm the
trilogy,
same way.
man.
Like I saw Transformers 1 when it was in theaters, and I was like, okay, I want to get more into Transformers, but I still have yet to do that.
They're
Yeah,
never gonna
I
make a
always
sequel to
wanted-
it, and I'm so sad.
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, dude, you're gonna make me
The
depressed
sequel
again.
to it is all of Transformers.
I mean, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'm scared that it's gonna be like my experience with the Godzilla franchise, where I watched -1 too soon, and it's gonna like set a
Yeah.
precedent too high for the rest of the
The
franchise.
bar.
Again,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
watch Final Wars. You will snap back to reality, and your standards
there
will
goes
be normal
gravity.
for the series.
Yeah.
You can't say that and not expect everybody to follow up with the Eminem lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was fully expecting it.
Mom Zarya and Mendretti. Anyway, I'm looking up the voice actors, and because this is a Canadian cast and Starscream is voiced by Michael Dobson in this, I'm like, all right, which My Little Pony character does he also voice? And
Oh yeah.
you'll be happy to know that he voices Mr. Bulk Biceps.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
alright,
no
alright,
freaking
that's
way.
allowed,
That's amazing.
allowed,
That
That is
allowed. awesome.
perfect. That is,
For those who don't know, he's the Pegasus who's on steroids and says yeah
I
to
don't-
everything.
Like I don't know him, but by the name I can guess what he's like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He goes to the Cutie Mark Crusaders being like, well, I've lifted every dumbbell in Ponyville, so what else am I supposed to lift? And they're like, well, maybe you could teach other people how to lift things. And he's like, oh yeah! You guys are geniuses!
New matchup: Bulk Biceps versus Larry the Lobster.
Yeah!
Oh my god, yeah.
Put him in chat, that's what he
So-
looks like.
They'll have a moment
Oh
be
my
like, come,
God.
flex with me!
Yeah.
Fluttershy.
Again, it's it's
Oh,
valid.
poor Fluttershy.
It's valid casting.
Oh my gosh, I just noticed his tiny little wings.
Yeah,
Yeah, the tiny
he's really good at lifting, but he's a terrible flyer.
Fair.
Because
I
okay,
guess
so
you could say his wings are too small to get his bulk little body off the ground.
but Pegasi don't care about what humans think is possible. So who do you think wins this one?
It's fairly Gamma 2. He's obviously he is slightly stronger, faster, and has a lot more bigger variety of arsenal and stuff.
I
compared
would
to Starscream.
I would assume Starscream probably has more experience. Would I be
He
correct in
does.
assuming that?
technically,
Yeah.
yes, he would have
Yeah.
more experience because, again,
Yeah.
Transformer, Warrior.
They live,
Yeah.
Transformers like across most iterations live for like thousands of years.
Yeah,
If not
And what,
millions.
and what if you said he probably not Gamma? Starscream probably has a wider versatility. If I'm correct.
Kind of. He has the big thing with Starscream and Armada is that he has access to something called a minicon, which would activate something called proton cannons, which are kind of replace the null rays he would be well known for. In that, and he also has the Star Saber.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you said proton cannon. My brain immediately just went to Iron Man from MVC.
Yeah.
Proton cannon.
Here's the big one.
Here's the big one.
Yeah, but yeah,
Well, so we were talking about how he's like a lot. This is a much more chill version of Starscream for the most part. Do you think he would find Gamma 2 annoying, like with all his showboating?
oh yeah, definitely. He would be very annoyed by the
Do
his totals.
you think
and
this would
stuff.
be similar to like sort of a Cable versus Booster Gold dynamic?
Kinda? I'm thinking more so along the lines. I don't really know what. I'm trying to think
mean,
off the top of my head,
yeah.
like what the closest death battle would be
Like,
to
I don't know,
this.
like a Deadpool Deathstroke.
More like
maybe.
Dante Clive.
More of like a goofball.
Either yeah,
versus, like, a
Dante
more
Clive
serious-
maybe would be a
Dante
good one.
Clive. Yeah,
Ah,
that's
okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Because the big
Yeah.
thing with this matchup, for me at least, is how the climax would be of proton cannons versus core breaker
Ooh.
from Gamma 2.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
much
is
have
that-
it be like a mix of that scene from Hulkzilla with Hulk and the red spiral ray of Godzilla. And all my
Yeah,
my
because
guys.
his core breaker
thing,
is
yeah.
that's the thing that he did against Cell Max, where like he like
Yeah, that's
goes
his
into space
sacrifice
Yeah.
move.
yeah, and
Yeah.
like he cracks
Sacrifices
Cell Max's
himself.
head or something like that.
It would be like,
Cracks his
death
head and
would-
blows off his arm, I think.
yeah.
Do you think this could end in another like sacrifice sort of way to harken back to that? But it's like Gamma 2.
think it
Gamma
would-
2, even though he died, he still like got the kill in the end.
Yeah, that's what I would think. It would be like All Might versus My Guy, where like technically he lives long enough to consider be the winner, but technically they both die at the end.
Yeah,
It
more
doesn't
my-
matter who's the last one standing. It just matters who dies first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In my head,
more,
yeah.
more All Might
It's
versus
hydrogen.
my guy. More All Might versus my guy, and less War Machine versus Genos.
Or Hydrogen
Here's
Bomb
my
versus
headcanon.
Coughing
Yeah.
Baby, where Coughing Babies technically wins because Hydrogen Bomb exploded first.
Oh my god.
I love that. I love that argument so much.
I just came up with a
3,000
headcanon.
likes I got for that tweet.
I just came up with a headcanon.
I mean,
Like,
that very much depends on how you use the hydrogen bomb.
I guess
Does it
so.
explode, or do you
It-
just drop it on the baby?
And people are. Well, I mean, like, even if you try and drop it on the baby, have you ever considered the possibility that the baby would just crawl away?
Maybe.
A baby would crawl
Depends
away
on the age of
before-
the baby.
Yeah, like,
And I mean, if I'm coughing, I don't want to move.
It's the
I
baby.
just came
It's
up
the
with
baby
a-
from A Baby's Day Out.
I still can't believe that my tweet single-handedly got David Fisher's animation trending on Twitter.
Are we?
Oh, man,
so
that was really
are we?
funny,
Are
though.
we calling Starscream a coughing baby in this scenario?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gamma 2 is the hydrogen bomb.
Listen,
Yeah, you
listen,
all-
it's
yeah,
Starscream.
yeah. And
It's
because, as we
Starscream.
all
He's
know-
naturally a coughing baby.
Well, how does Starscream kill himself in the show?
He
Carrick.
sacrifices him.
What?
Carrick, clearly Starscream's wits should more than suffice, you blithering pawn.
Oh my god.
His what should suffice?
His whisk.
Wait,
His
His
oh, his
wits.
wits. Oh, okay.
dude, it's a
Thank you.
line.
I know. I couldn't make out the first word. I knew what you were saying.
It's the greatest
Yeah.
line in cinematic history.
Thank you.
I gotta hear
This
this.
side of hey, you cut me off, asshat, of course.
Well, oh, of course.
Oh my god.
Who cares?
I thought you were gonna say all's fair in show business.
I just came up with like a fun climax. Like, what if
Well, I
like
think
what
it's
Hanuma said?
Nobody says that.
What if like Gamma 2 tries to overpower whatever the proto cannon? Is that what it's called?
Proton cannons.
Proton cannon. My bad.
It's
Like,
Sunday
what-
best.
No, but wait.
What if,
I want to
like-
know. I want to know. Starscream kills himself first. I'm curious about this.
I don't think he would. Technically, he's in the show. He sacrificed himself, firing the proton cannons at Unicron, in which Unicron just sends like a bolt of energy down, just fucking disintegrates him into dust.
Okay, so he went
Like,
the way
it's
of Sir
fucked.
Pentious from Hazbin Hotel. Good to know.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, that could have been ugly.
All right, anyway,
Wow.
Behemoth, please go continue.
Wait, what?
I thought.
Or
Oh, sorry.
Zio.
Zio, yes.
Zio.
Zio, continue.
I was thinking for a
Say,
fun
why are you
climax,
calling me out?
Sorry.
basically, Gamma 2 could like reenact how he tried to take out Cellmax. Only this time it actually works, and he doesn't die because he wasted all of his power all in one attack. Because he
Okay.
was slightly just stronger.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I like that idea, but personally speaking, I like the both.
It
die,
would
kind
be
of.
pretty funny if they both died.
If I both died,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
If
like,
it-
maybe,
Because I mean, shit, this is Death Battle. They're all about being as accurate to their stories as possible.
yeah, and because part of my story, like how it would end, is like as the Gamma 2's body disintegrates, kind of like how it does in the movie. You also see Starscream's spark fly off with the lights that are flying off, and it just fades to
Aw.
black.
Aw.
Just have it be like
that's a good touch. That'd be a good touch.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
actually, I'm glad you brought
It's
that
like-
up.
It's like Ruby Maka, where like Maka was holding the soul, and like the rose petals were like flowing through the air. I love it.
I love that shot, but I'm glad you brought that up because is this a similar Rainbow Dash versus Starscream situation where it's like his spark is immortal or whatever, so he can't?
I don't
actually
think
die?
so. Well, actually, technically, after Armada so Transformers Armada is part of a trilogy. So Transformers Energon, they do bring him back technically, but it's not the same Starscream that died
Okay.
in Armada.
Like a Mega Man
Oh.
Zero sort of situation.
Kinda. And then in the final part of the trilogy, Transformers Cybertron, Starscream is pretty much back to being G1 Starscream.
Ah, I see.
So it completely
Well then.
completely fallen from grace from the Armada version.
How do you feel about that, like from a story perspective?
It's all right, I guess.
I mean, it's all right.
It's like
It's alright.
it's great. Just teeth
It's-
grit.
The teeth
Yeah.
gritting, yeah, and like the
No,
eyes like
it's
twitching.
fine. I love it.
It's like how Nate was reacting to Mario vs. Sonic 2018.
Yeah.
So,
It's
That's Gordon, my Mario and Sonic.
fine. Yeah, exactly.
It's fine.
Okay. So, any closing thoughts we have on this one? Yeah, I could see this definitely, like with the way this one starts, it could potentially have Starscream like it invading some base or whatever, like as a mission, and or like maybe he's invading the Red Ribbon Army base, and Gamma 2 is there to stop him or whatever.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean,
I-
I just thought of something. We were just talking about Soul Gen maybe doing a Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Gamma
yes,
does
I
feel
know
like a very
yeah,
Soul
where you're
Gen
going.
coded
Yeah,
character.
this screams
Yeah.
Soul Gen now that you
Yeah.
mention it.
Yeah,
I
the
see that.
fight,
The-
I would want it to be like like kind of like what you said, a Soul Gen, like
Oh,
3D but animated.
Especially the way that
Yeah.
he does like onomatopoeia. I could
Mhm.
see him like
Oh,
translating
yes.
that very well.
Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah.
I mean, it would stay true to the show as well. Because like, I don't think,
Mhm.
as far as I know, I don't think Gamma 2 has ever been in a hand-drawn medium before. So like, 3D
Nope.
would be the way
Nope,
to go.
not yet.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
and
I like
final
that.
thing, I think the track for this would be insane.
Oh.
That is something
I
I,
mean,
want to
yeah.
do. At some point, I want to commission Brandon to do a track for this. And,
Definitely give it
yeah.
an old school like superhero vibe.
Mhm.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It-
And maybe throwing in like a bit of heavy metal as well to harken
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
Decepticon side.
Listen
yeah.
to if you ever get the chance to listen to Gamma 2's theme. It's somewhere on YouTube.
Is it from
It-
the movie? I've seen like a couple from
yeah,
like
it's from the
Dokkan.
movie.
I've seen a
It's
couple of
from-
like Gamma 2's theme from like Dokkan Battle or whatever it is. But-
Yeah, there's a theme from Gamma 2 from
Okay,
the
I'll have to
movie.
listen to
It's-
that.
That's kind of what I would like for part of the like inspiration for the track, like,
Right.
obviously.
Hell yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
it would be so. I love this matchup with all my heart, and just again the personal fact that it's a matchup that I myself created definitely hold a
I know,
special
that's-
place for me.
That's
yeah.
gotta hold a great place.
Yeah, I mean, going as
Yeah,
far as like making the
100%.
renders for it too, goes to show
Oh,
the
yeah.
dedication, man. Thank you very much for sharing this with us, Animus.
Thank you.
Death Battle, we hope you're listening. All right. Now then, moving on to round 3. Take it away, Jonathan.
Okay,
Ooh.
alrighty.
Here we go.
So,
Time for the
as I
agenda.
alluded
Put
to
this
in a
one up.
previous, video, I had a bit of an agenda to push with this matchup specifically, but we'll get there when we get there. Let me just talk about the matchup first. This is Luke von Fabre from Tales of the Abyss versus Zero, specifically Mega Man Zero, who I just like to shorthand as Z0. And the thing about both is that it involves like a comparison between Famicree and Reploids. Like it actually does something with like the grand scale of like Reploids and Mega Man as a whole, like the ones that are corrupted and such. And in Tales of the Abyss, Famicree is like an incredibly complicated subject that has several moral implications, and there's several clone people made from Famicree, and both Luke and Zero are the result of the cloning.
Yeah. So honestly, when I made the comparison to Zero in the previous entry, I didn't even. That was sort of an unintentional way to transition into this one.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was intentional, to be fair. But also,
I'm a secret
but
genius.
also, what I really like about this matchup is like not just that angle as well, because like I just think it's a very unique angle, like for a Mega Man matchup, and especially for a Tails matchup, because like I don't think there's literally any other way you could get it. Like whereas Mega Man, you do have like a X versus Primal, where you can make a comparison between the Beast Wars and the Elf Wars, whereas like. And this is similar to that as far as Mega Man matchups go, but it still hones in on Luke's character arc because it's all about, because Luke starts off as a very sheltered, spoiled, bratty kid, but then through some encounters with people like Tyr, and just through how much he goes, how much he experiences, and all the damage he causes, like the destruction of Exariuth, for instance, he spends his time learning to become a better person. But specifically, it's less to completely undo the damage he does, and more just make do with whatever he can. And one of the final lines of Z0's story, like in the Mega Man Zero games, is Zero literally saying, "I've never cared about justice myself, and I don't recall calling myself a hero." It's just that I just let me pull up the quote real quick. Okay. Sorry if I'm rambling a bit.
That's literally the theme of this episode.
That is what.
This is
I know. But the viewers don't know that I'm currently suffering from congestion right now. So that's.
Well, now they do.
Well, now they do.
Yeah. I wanted to tell that.
Now they do.
Anyways, I have the quote where it says, "I never cared about justice, and I don't recall ever calling myself a hero. I've always only fought for the people I believe in. I won't hesitate. If an enemy appears in front of me, I will destroy it." And I think that's a really solid way to play off of Luke's character arc, because it's also about like finding your own sense of justice, your own reasons for living, because Luke does feel like he needs to sacrifice himself, which he's actively like scolded again. He's actively like convinced not to do that. Because he's like a they're like, "No, you shouldn't do that. You should not willingly throw your life away like that." And Luke eventually, like in the second, this is why Luke's character arc is like really resonates with me, because it doesn't just go, "Oh, I did a bad thing, I want to do something better." Like, it's about the permanent decisions of like making change, and like what you have to do within that change, and how it's not just to better the rest of the world, but to better yourself as well, which I think also captures Zero's story really well.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Like at least in like
Yeah.
at least in the grand scheme of like how far you can take Zero's like the Mega Man Zero story. Because Zero does sacrifice himself by his own admission, not because he feels like it's right to do, but because like it's just a victim of circumstances. Though, like, spoiler for Tales of the Abyss, like Luke kind of does technically sacrifice himself, but there's an asterisk next to it. It's not really clear if he like dies or not, or if he's like in a new body, but he does actually change the entire scope of how Lorelei works, and he does like actively go against the gods. And with Zero's sacrifice, like Dr. Vile's influence on Reploids and like robots is like gone, completely gone. Like it's it leads into the final death of Zero as well. Like, and that is until like the ZX games, where like technically Zero's mind also lives in like another copy, like a copy robot. I forget what his name is, because I haven't played the ZX games, admittedly. But otherwise, it's like a permanent effect. It like Mega Man Zero is like the final note of the feud between Dr. Light and Dr. Wily. Like, just completely putting an end to all of that. Like, that's I know that's what canonically happens. Similarly to how Luke, like, the way Luke's story ends just puts an end to Thaumaturgy as a whole, puts an end to, like, the god's fate for the entire world. And I think that's a really cool angle to take, personally.
Yeah. Okay, so as somebody who has yet to get into the tales, what is Thaumaturgy?
It's basically like a shorthand version of it is just like cloning someone else. Like Luke himself is a clone of like of like another character who was originally called Luke but now goes by Ash the Bloody, where he was manipulated by the antagonist Van Grants to like for his plan for Thaumaturgy. And what do you know, that's another angle you could take this matchup with, how Dr. Vile uses Omega, which was Zero's original body, and the role he played within the Elf Wars. I just think it's a very unique take for
definitely
like both series.
Yeah, I really like the sound of this. Like, I've gotten into Mega Man Zero pretty recently, just because like it's a really cool thing, and then just like Omega being at the end. Omega, I love Omega's like design and philosophy, and just kind of the fact that he's nothing but a mindless killing machine, and what Zero was originally meant to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like again, you have like the final battle between Luke and Ash, where Luke finally like becomes like his own person, and shows that like his defeating Ash in a final duel, like it's the meaning, like literally, like it's the reason why the fight is so iconic, especially the music behind it. It's called Meaning of Birth. It's Luke finding the meaning of his birth.
Whoa.
Oh, that's sick.
That's some pretty heavy shit, yeah.
Like a whole new meaning to the meaning of life.
Yeah, Tales of the Abyss is like a really heavy game, and admittedly I am kind of underselling like its emotional core, especially with like other aspects of Luke's story.
Well, hey Jonathan, in case you're wondering, don't worry, I do have plans to get Tales of Xillia remastered on Steam.
Yeah!
So
God bless you.
Because I know that's one of the shorter ones, so I feel like that's a good one to start with.
Not really one of the shorter ones.
On my bingo
I don't
card.
think so.
Because I saw on Reddit somebody saying it's like only 30 to 40 hours as opposed to like 80 hours.
Well, none of the
still
Tales
a crazy
games,
amount of time.
Well, like none of the Tales games are 30, or like none of the Tales games go up to 80 hours. Like Tales of Grace's F Remastered is also that same length.
Oh, okay.
And like that also came out in the same year. And like I believe Tales of Berseria is the same length as well, and that's getting a remaster in like next month.
All right. Well, still, Xillia, I think would be a fine one to get started with, especially if it sounds like with this one gets pretty deep, like pretty with the themes, like might be a little too crazy for me to like jump in the deep end there.
Yeah, Tales of Xillia, like, it is one of the darker Tales games, like, especially Xillia 2, but, like, Xillia 1, it's more like it focuses on internal conflict and, like, personal anxieties and such, whereas Tales of the Abyss, which is, like, one of the most popular Tales games, and people are, like, heavily pushing for it to be a part of the remaster project, but personally, I'd argue it deserves a remake, especially after what happened with the Symphonia remaster, where it was handled so poorly, it gaslit people into thinking Symphonia was a bad game. But like with Tales of the Abyss, like that game's themes is just literally goes full on near, dives into the specifics of your entire existence. Like what you were meant to be, who you currently are, and it just gets very dark. And I love it.
Would you say Exilia, the remaster for that one, is good?
It's my favorite. Well, it is my favorite Tales game, so yeah.
Okay, good. Like they didn't.
And you did say,
like they didn't ruin it or anything.
Yeah, you did say this is one of those series where you can just hop into any games and you won't be like too confused on the story.
The only ones that are connected are like the games with sequels, which are Destiny and the Exilia games. And then like there's also Zestiria and Berseria, where the latter is a prequel to the former. And then there's also the Asalia timeline, which is literally just Tales of Phantasia, Tales of Symphonia, which takes place before that game, and then Tales of Symphonia Dawn of the New World, which is technically a spin-off, but it's also supposed to be like an in-betweequel of Symphonia and Phantasia.
And yet Mega Man Mega Man franchise is probably way more rigid with like which ones you're supposed to play in order to understand the timeline. Ironically enough.
So you
at least if you want to focus on the story.
Then you play X, and then you play 0, but then there's the separate timeline where you have to play.
Yeah,
there's Legends, there's ZX.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about the Volnut games because that was canceled. So go into the different timeline now.
And you go into the science timeline instead of the engineering degree timeline, and you're stuck with Star Force, which also had a sequel that was canceled.
But don't worry, Dual Charge is coming out, so everything's fixed.
Yeah, everything's fixed.
How is it fixed? That's the first ever series.
Because it means that we can make our own Robot Masters now, theoretically.
I mean, that was
okay. If that game actually does end up being like the final connecting line between classic Mega Man and the X series, that would actually blow my fucking mind. Like, depending on how it goes down.
I can't wait to see Poo Poo.
That game is going to reveal the Mega Man multiverse that all of the main characters scale to, obviously.
I was literally, Steve, I was literally just gonna make the joke, like, watch us how it ends up being like a multiverse game where like or classic Roxy's all different versions of Mega Man. And he's like, I'm the lamest fucking one.
It's basically just X Dot, but it's canon.
Oh yes.
Bro's gonna take a look at Star Force and be like, what the fuck? Why can't I just be like that?
Aww.
Why doesn't mine look like that?
Oh, don't worry, don't worry, Mega Man Classic. We got you. And then Volon's like, what about me, yo? You'll be fine.
No one cares.
Bro, who the fuck asked you?
Jonathan,
anyway,
you
so
go.
about that agenda I had going into this matchup. Now, this is where I want to start getting into it, because it's the only way I can like kick off the animation potential for this matchup, and that's because like, so whenever I see a matchup pushed as like a matchup for Zero specifically that says, oh, this matchup could cover the the Zero side of Mega Man of like Zero's character, and I'm like, if that is the angle you want to push a matchup, I'm gone. You've immediately lost me. Because compositing the Mega Man X games and the Mega Man Zero games is like one of the worst things of compositing you could possibly do in Versus.
Interesting.
Like I've talked about this multiple times before, and like Behemoth probably already knows about what I'm talking about, because like he's seen this conversation I've had with people specifically. Yeah. And like it's also like another reason why I'm much more lenient and even really like Meta Knight vs. Zero compared to like the vast majority of this community nowadays, because I know I'm not trying to combine both the X and Zero games. I'm just sticking with the X version of Zero. And like with this one, I'm sticking with the Z era of Zero, and like because their matchups like Shadow versus Zero is probably the only one that technically quote unquote works for both. But even then, I don't like pushing the matchup for that angle. Like I'd rather just you pick one Zero or the other as like, and if you really want the Mega Man Zero story to be covered, just like slice off the story and to focus on Mega Man Zero specifically. Don't shoehorn X into this, because there's literally so much going on within both stories, between like the Elf Wars, between like the Sigma virus, and how Zero has to like deal with the Sigma virus being a part of him, as well as just the general theme of like originally being Dr. Wily's creation, but ending up fighting with Mega Man instead of against him, but still being adversarial in a sort of way. And like going back to Meta Knight real quick, I am specifically pushing, like whenever I want to argue that the matchup isn't that bad, you guys, actually, contrary to popular belief, I am specifically pushing the angle of like, okay, so the core theme of this matchup is like mentors of the protagonist who also happen to be adversarial for one reason or another, which again which I will concede still doesn't fully tap into like the Mega Man X story for Zero side of things, but it's still something to work with. It's still something you can call as unique, and it still leads into some solid animation potential, which is another problem that you get with compositing both versions of Zero, because their fighting styles are not as similar as you might think. Like, right off the bat, in Mega Man Zero, he's just straight up in a completely different body. Like, no way around it. Like, it's very established that Zero in the Mega Man Zero series is like, yes, like, if you were to ask if it's the same version, the answer is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that Zero's mind is in this new body, but also no, because Zero's original body is still in Mega Man Zero through Omega.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like even the way that like even their fighting styles are like much more different than people think, because in the Mega Man X games, it's all about like copying abilities and like developing techniques from that copies, like Dark Hold and summoning all sorts of like guns around him. Whereas Mega Man Zero, it's more about like just like building off of your existing moveset. Again, much more like a Tales of the Abysses gameplay, but I'll get into that in a bit. But it's more like you only have like a blaster, you have the Z-Saber, you have the shield boomerang, you have the chain rod, and like the other rods, and also the grapple arm. But sadly, despite being my favorite weapon and the reason why 04 is my favorite of the sub-series, like there's no way you can incorporate that weapon into this matchup, which makes me sad, but what are you gonna do? But also, and yeah, and like it just like you're gonna either like completely shelve one side of one part of the story in the animation, or you're just gonna lead to conundrums like the Mega Man X version of Zero using the shield boomerang, which he's never used before, or like the Z version, or like Z-Zero, who's just using Dark Hold, and the Rikoha, which he's never done before, and it's like, because he technically shouldn't be able to do that given his new body.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, we're just kind of speechless after all that.
It's a lot to take.
I respect you all for letting me waffle on like that. Thank you.
No, we figured the best course of action would be just to let you go.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the place for waffle.
Just keep looking at the rabbits.
Yeah. Yeah, just look at the flowers.
All right. So, what kind of animation style do you picture for this?
Probably, maybe sprites, perhaps, because, like, technically, like, I don't, because, like, there is, like, most people probably don't know about this, but there is an unofficial Tales crossover fighting game called Tales of, ACR, I think it's called. Like, I played it before, and it's all sprite-based, and Luke Fabre is... Like, Luke is playable in that game, along with nearly every single character from Tales of the Abyss, except for except for Natalia, which is sad because she's my favorite character in Abyss, so, like, screw you for that, but,
No.
fuck, that game even included a fucking post-game boss character from Abyss. Like, Abyss just has so much representation in that game. It's great. It's absolutely insane. And they even managed to find a way to include all of the 6 god generals within a single character, which is nuts.
Yeah, they might like do one of those sort of like stance sort of characters where like you can switch between them, or like the move set you use changes like depending on like the button mashes you do.
Luke's not really a stance character, but this is where like the animation potential starts to become more realized, because Tales of the Abyss has a mechanic called like phonic arts, which is basically just upgraded versions of your arts, like the abilities that he uses, which is like, so he uses light spear. So like one of his normal abilities is light spear cannon, but when imbued with a specific element, it's like it becomes a light blast, which is a much more powerful version, which is like in the game is a much more powerful version of light spear cannon. And if you play the Mega Man Zero games, then you would know pretty much every single one of the changes that you can, pretty much every single one of the, like barring your EX skills, every single one of your major gameplay changes involve elemental properties between fire, ice, and electricity.
So I see this being a big, like, does Z-Zero, does he have a lot of elemental weapons at his disposal as well?
No, it's not elemental weapons, it's elemental properties within his existing techniques to strengthen them.
Okay, so sort of like empowering his sword or like his punches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his sword, his weapons.
So would it be kind of like a close range versus far range battle?
No, it would be close range all around with like some mid-range stuff here and there. Like you'd have Zero using tactics with the shield boomerang, and then Luke using Demon Fist to like cover as much ground as he can.
Okay. All right. So yeah, it's if like this is the kind of one that I feel like would be done by people who are really into the source material, like they're super passionate about it. So you, in other words,
hire me, Death Battle. I'll get this happening.
And because we see that when they do characters like Dante versus Clive, they try to throw in as much stuff as they possibly can, because it's like a thing that they love that much and they want to like show off as much of it as they can, which is important, especially for video game characters. Like you want to like invoke the feeling of what it's like playing as them.
Dante was given so many like different styles and like weapons. Meanwhile, Clive was given like all of his specific like icon like powers. Like they went all out.
This one would be easier on the budget, because literally it's just like replicate the animations of Zero's EX skills and Luke's arts, and for the latter, just have him shout out the names, or just make it very clear that, or just like make it visually clear that he's doing this specific art, and it'll all come to fruition. Just like add the VFX like that each art has, and bada bing, bada boom, you got it.
Bada bang, bada boom. Sounds nice.
All right.
Really fucking cool.
Super cool.
Who do you think wins this one?
It honestly depends, because like there is the whole like Big Bang conundrum elephant in the room, like
that's a pretty big elephant.
But to be
there's
fair,
that whole creation of the universe thing we got to consider.
Because like there is, because like some Tales games actually, because like with certain arts, like it's not as clear cut. Like the art, like going to like the shooting stars, which like if you know, you know. Like, sometimes it is actually, yes, this is star levels of power. Yes, this is actually a black hole. Yes, this is taking energy from the stars. Yes, this is just straight up culling down energy from the stars to attack the opponent. But other times it's like, oh, I'm just gonna cast a spell. Oh, I'm just gonna cast a spell, and a bunch of star-shaped looking objects are gonna, like, be thrown your way. And it's not actually star level energy. And so there is like a case to be made, like with Big Bang specifically, because sometimes, yes, it literally is a supernova moment where the bad guy is literally taking you to the beginning of the universe and just having the Big Bang itself blow up in your face. But sometimes it is just like a really big generic explosion. So like this leads into some like, where does the context actually matter? And like my line for it is, Big Bang, if it's done by someone who clearly has time manipulation abilities. And, like, for the majority of cases, it does work like that. Because, like, for cases like Dallas from Fantasia or Duke from Vesperia, Big Bang, like, they do say, told the beginning of time, like, to conjure the spell. And also, they have other time manipulation abilities. Like, Duke is able to learn time stop, and with Tales of Fantasia, time travel is, like, a very core theme of that game. So, naturally, like, it makes sense that he would literally be taking you and himself back in time to, like, so he could weaponize the actual Big Bang.
Whoa.
Yeah. This would be a fun visual spectacle. It sounds like.
Yeah, but like Abyss is kind of like a weird like no, because Luke himself does not have access to Big Bang, but like he's fought characters who use Big Bang too, but only one of them actually does have time manipulation abilities via stop flow, but it's the post-game boss fight. And so that just
okay. So is it
like
a super boss fight or
It's the super boss.
Okay.
And I use that logic to like use scaling for Tales of Arise because they do get Exilia scaling because they just straight up go to the land of Canaan from Tales of Exilia 2, and Kronos is right there. So and like he fights them at his full power. So naturally they should get all the scaling chicanery within that Exilia gets. So like there's just no ifs, ands, or buts. But sometimes cameo fights, like sadly, Velvet Crow does not get cameo scaling because there is some because they consciously added some context that not just contradicts how the cameo fight in Zestiria works, but also how Jude and Mila are taken from their stories because like they aren't even taking them like at the end of their stories. Like they're like best case scenario is like mid-game Exilia 1. At that point, they don't even know what the temporal crossroads is.
Neither do I.
Yeah, well, temporal crossroads is like what gets them like the trillions times faster than light feet, as well as just where the uni to low multi.
Oh my goodness.
Does Zero get that fast?
No. Though he does, like, despite everything I've been saying about how, like, compositing doesn't work, he does scale to all of the feats from the X Games because of Omega. Like, it is, like, even if, like, this is still, like, Zero in a different body and, like, you cannot just composite
Oh, so kind of like what they did with Broly.
Yeah,
like
in a way.
Scaling from original Broly despite, like, not being the same person.
I wasn't sure if this was also a Dio situation where it's like he has Jonathan's body.
Yeah, it's more like a Dio situation, like, in the lore.
Okay. And so Jonathan is able to scale to that retroactively.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, Z0, because, like, he beat Omega, he should be able to scale to, like, the fucking solar system level feats retroactively. And, like, if you do want to give Luke Big Bang scaling, he should win because that's literally universal. And, like, he's probably not as fast, but, like, he shouldn't be, like, at such a speed disadvantage that he wouldn't be able to, like, land the hit he needs. And, like, also, I don't think Z0 has all the hacks that would... Also, I don't think Z0 has durability negation, whereas X0 does, if I remember correctly. But, like, if you don't, then, like, Luke is, like, then Abyss is... It breaks my heart to say this, but Abyss is the weakest in the Tales verse.
Oh.
Huh.
Like, they cap at, like, planet level via like, a statement from hyperresonance being capable of atomizing the Earth itself, which usually gets to, like, baseline planet level. But otherwise, if you don't buy that, then there is a feat that is merely calced at multi-continental.
After everything we talked about, you saying Abyss is the weakest Tales of game sent me
nuts.
Yeah. yeah.
The future debate I have to do.
It breaks my heart too, and like it's literally the exact same line of thinking as like Captain America versus Kamen Rider Ichigo, where like you have over 4,000 Captain America comics. Like you gotta read them all, but he still loses after like 15 episodes of Ichigo's original show.
That's why they need to composite. They need a soft comp for Cap.
Yeah.
You will
exactly.
get no
and
soft
I think he still
comp.
loses with the soft composite.
Well, I don't know. He
Okay.
gets Mjolnir.
I'm sorry to see why they did Geats first.
Yeah.
Like Legacy, we're debatable. Right?
It's,
no, I still feel like they would do Steve versus Takeshi
at some point.
Like it's just a matter of how long the research is gonna take them. Because if they're gonna research every Hulk comic and the entirety of the Godzilla franchise, then
they had to call up Nemesis Bloodreich on the horn for that one.
yeah, they did. Like I'm sure they could just get some like guest
they
researchers to help
100%
out.
they 100% got researchers on speed dial. That's just like, hey, you know Kamen Rider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like,
totally.
if I feel like if Death Battle calls up a researcher and asks, like, "Hey, they're gonna drop everything."
I would love if they called me up and asked me questions about Alan Becker lore. That would make me very happy.
Yeah.
That-
Hey,
that'll
if you
be-
ever
that'll be me
if you
they
ever
called
want
me up for
Ape
WWE.
Escape scaling stuff, call me.
Hell yeah.
I can give you random WWE shit. I know too much.
I don't
then
do
again, if
math,
you-
but I can show you how much crazy stuff they all do.
Mhm.
Yeah. But going back to the matchup, if you do buy Big Bang scaling for Luke, then it also breaks my heart, but Zestiria and Berseria is the weakest in the Tails series, because that's the only time where like cameo scaling logic has like doesn't work under basic scrutiny, and also like they cap at large star.
Well then.
Shoot.
It's just that man.
Don't be Blaze Blue though. Wait, who said that?
That's where we get into. This is where we get into the part of versus discussion where my mind turns a little bit to mush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you play Tales of the Abyss, you know, this is just par for the course in terms of how much explanation you gotta do for basic lore.
I'm sure. I'm sure Zach, my roommate, would know what to do because he's a very big Mega Man lore guy, especially the Zero games.
Yeah. And the Zero, and like all 4 of the Mega Man Zero games are on my top 10 to 15 favorite games ever.
Nice.
And Abyss is my second favorite Tales game, which means that it by default is like at least in my top 30 favorites. And like obviously the Tales series is my favorite video game series ever, and my second favorite work of fiction behind Cowboy Bebop. But yeah.
Wow. All right. Any closing thoughts you'd like to share before we move on?
Death Battle, stop dodging the Tales series and at least acknowledge it on Death Battle Cast, you cowards. Like, bring me on for Terra versus Mila. Do that one and bring me on. I will write it for you. I will edit everything for you. I will do all the work. I won't even ask to be paid for that much. Just get me in on that shit.
I'm
We
sure
had a Golden
That's for a
Sun
bag of chips.
reference.
I'm sure that
gotta go with
Ragna
that.
versus Velvet will happen at some point.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
yeah,
don't
no,
want that
that'll
to be
be
the only Tails matchup they do. Like, I don't think it will, because Lloyd Irving is always going to be in the limelight, at least within vocal minorities. So, like, they're going to do Ragnar versus Velvet, and they're going to do a Lloyd matchup sometime after that, presumably. Because, like, Symphonia is still, like, the most well-known Tails game. Not necessarily the most beloved, though it is a favorite for many Tails fans, and it is my comfort game. But it is the most recognizable Tails game. Like, even Sakurai himself said, like, when asked about why he made Lloyd Irving a Mii costume, he was like, what other game should I have used?
Well, yeah.
I genuinely didn't know who else I should have brought in.
It's like the Final Fantasy VII thing, where it's like, yeah, it's just Cloud is just like he's just the face of the
He's
franchise.
the Final Fantasy VII guy. He's the Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him.
All I know is
Yeah,
that
though, like, Symphonia isn't nearly like that much more popular within like as far as like Tales series is concerned in terms of like a recognition, at least, because like at the end of the day it's still like a weeaboo anime swordsman in weeb series shit.
all I know for sure is that if Tifa versus Makoto happens, I feel like that would probably be Jonathan's like Joker versus Giorno sort of arc that Steve had.
I will hold my tongue, I promise you. I'm not gonna be like Steve has done for Joker versus Giorno.
He's held his tongue. He's held his tongue.
Better.
Because, like, I have actively been encouraging Tifa versus Jude fans. Do not shit on Tifa versus Makoto.
Yeah.
Like, I've been telling literally everyone, keep Makoto's name out your fucking mouth when discussing the matchup, and vice versa.
Fair, yeah, that's a good one. and then
No matter what you think of the episode.
and then you slap them.
Yeah.
A slap on the wrist, yeah.
Oh, I would slap them on more than just the wrist.
Well, no, because like the Will Smith and Chris Rock.
I slap him in the face. I slap
Jonathan
Frost
just slapped the shit out of me.
Slapped him in the chest.
Keep my matchup's name out
your fucking mouth.
Well then, this was the greatest moment in Trash Picks Talk history, everybody.
Hell yes.
I think
I agree.
we need
Do you
to.
just want to put a video like on screen of like that done like a one
Yeah, just make an edit.
explaining guy meme, like just the whole time while every single time I talk about Luke versus.
Oh
Zero.
yeah.
I actually don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you were gonna talk about making an edit of like your
Everybody's saying.
your
"Keep my wife's
Jonathan's avatar. Yeah, just like have their face over Will Smith.
Well, no, my favorite edit of that is where Will Smith walks on stage and then he just keeps walking, like he walks past Chris Rock, and Chris Rock is still like laughing the whole time. like he just, it's implied that Will Smith like was like running away from it.
No. Just right now, I believe it was Flip who asked, "What is Famacree?" Like just after that question, just like show the gift of SpongeBob like dropping the list and it like goes all around his house.
I'm more thinking of like the part in Twisted where Jafar's like, okay, Jesus Christ,
I don't know what's going on.
Yep.
Moving on from this one though, here's an animation we all know and love.
Oh yeah! Let's fucking go!
It's our boy Electric!
Yeah!
God, I love this so much.
Oh yeah.
Death Battle, hire this man.
Please. Somebody hire this man. Not even Death Battle. It doesn't have to be Death Battle. Just give this man money.
It's time. We're finally talking about Mewtwo versus Shadow. Yes! For those who don't know, this isn't mine, but I just want you guys to know this is probably in like my top 10 most wanted right now. I wholeheartedly am on the Mewtwo versus Shadow run it back train.
Absolutely.
I know people want Black War Greymon, and that is a cool like alt, but I am not as like much of a like attached to Digimon, so like unfortunately I'm more like drawn to the Sonic side of things, and
I'm gonna get you on Digimon, don't worry.
This would be like, after how good Bowser versus Eggman was, I feel like this would be like the ultimate redemption arc of the show if they were to bring this back and like realize this matchup to the full potential of what it was meant to be. And so Zio, take it away.
Yeah. With pleasure. All right, so let's not beat around the bush. We all know what happened with the last Mewtwo Shadow, which I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just gonna say it came out at the wrong time, if we know, because
very poor timing.
Yeah, because really, nothing. Because this is really no one's fault. It just came out at the very wrong time, which is why I think after Mewtwo and Shadow had time to evolve, literally, and you know. Like with Mewtwo being in more Pokemon games, Shadow like eventually getting his own story in Sonic Generations and the Sonic movie, I think this would be a great time to like give this the run back it deserves.
I mean, this year just feels so right to bring Shadow back on the show. Like after how much Sega's been pushing him lately. Like if it would feel like a missed opportunity not to bring him on right now.
And I also I found it just so annoying that like people just like disregard, or not disregarding, but like just like the idea that like Shadow coming back to Death Battle for a fourth time. I saw so many people just like write this off, being like, oh, like I don't want to see Shadow back a fourth time. Like we have enough Shadow. It's like, did you?
They had Batman 4 times at least.
Did you? Did you see his last 3 episodes?
I was saying, did you? And well, yeah. Also, that his last 3 episodes aren't like the greatest, but also, did you miss the entire year's worth of material that was given to this one little black and red hedgehog?
There is so much to talk about with him now,
and speaking of, well, this isn't my most wanted. It's like my third most wanted because we already talked about my most, which was Cell Metal and then Luigi Pac-Man. So. This is like my third most wanted matchup. It's really deserved because this is just how I feel. But personally, I didn't like how they did Shadow versus Ryuko. And not to say it was bad. I just felt like they didn't dive into his character more than I liked. And I felt like I barely learned anything about Ryuko. Not saying
they had the ingredients, but forgot to make the sauce, basically.
Exactly. Exactly.
That episode, like I have a little bit of a soft spot for the episode, but I admit that like baseline, it doesn't really do any of them like the best.
It won't be long.
I think it's a good episode. It's just I just think there's so much missed potential, if you know what I mean.
It won't be long until I revisit Shadow versus Ryuko for like my season 8 video. And when that happens, I won't be surprised if I'm a lot more harsh on it than I was last time. Because here's how I view the Shadow trilogy. Vegeta vs. Shadow, one of those product of its time episodes where it's like, I love it for what it is. It introduced voice acting onto the show, so I have tons of respect for it for that. And like, you can't really fail with Lonnie and Curtis on the same episode. Like, their banter is what makes that episode so memorable. So I give it a pass for that. Obviously, the first Mewtwo versus Shadow was Mewtwo versus Shadow.
Like I said, not pointing fingers.
Death by Spoon was the most memorable part of it. So yeah.
Yeah.
And Shadow vs. Ryuko was just like this. Yeah, it just like there was something missing from it. I agree.
Yeah, they could have done better, if you ask me.
Just a mediocre
definitely.
episode, and like a really bad cover to Kill la Kill, if I'm being honest.
But now you're probably
maybe even name drop Satsuki. What the fuck?
Cowards.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure most of the audience is asking, what should they do this time than they should have done back last time? Well,
make it good.
Not have a
do
make it
everything
good.
they did before.
No,
change
what they
both
should
of the
do
voice
is-
actors.
First off, actually make them actually sound cool instead of just have Shadow be like, "What's your problem, freak?" Just
Yeah.
I see like
I
Mewtwo
forget-
using a psychic. No, it's okay. You know what? You can go. It's not.
I was gonna say like I forget who voices Mewtwo, but I think
It was
like,
Kerbifer.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say at least like
that's
that,
the
like,
thing.
the direction of that voice was like at least somewhat accurate.
That's the thing. Shadow and Mewtwo both had unfortunate like voice actors, because the last person to voice Shadow was Jello Apocalypse. And now, if you want my opinion, I think they should get Mornal to play Shadow next time.
Yeah, I agree.
So that they can lean into the Keanu Reeves style of voiceover.
I get Nemesis Bloodright to voice Mewtwo. I don't care. His Mewtwo is actually really good.
Well, I have a hard time trying to imagine how the fight would start. Maybe it's just Shadow trying to get a Chaos Emerald, and Mewtwo's like, "No, get out," and just like it's very hard to come up with like how this fight would start. But as for like how the fight would go, it would just like be them combining like Mewtwo's little psychic moves and like dark type moves, while Shadow uses like his Doom powers and his other Chaos abilities, just to like dish each other out.
Doom Shadow versus Mewtwo X, and then have Super Shadow versus Mewtwo Y.
Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah.
Why not?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we really need a Shadow episode where they can show off his Shadow Generations power-ups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
Definitely.
Yeah, why not?
And again, people wrote off
he
Shadow
doesn't
being
have-
like, who can... Sorry.
My God, Shadow Generations is so good. I'm sorry,
Yes.
I gotta blah about that. It's so good. They do like the story is great. Like they give the origin of Shadow's name given by Maria, which genuinely got me tearing up.
Aww.
They let Shadow smile, like genuinely
Yes,
on his
a
own.
genuine
Shadow
smile.
genuinely smile. They brought back Mephiles in a way that was good.
I love that
Yeah,
part.
like literally, they could have just like had like a Mephiles come back, like what they did with all the other monsters, like the perfect chaos and what
Metal
have you.
Overlord.
Metal Overlord and such. But no,
Metal
they actually created like a subtle mini arc where Mephiles was actively trying to restore himself back to the timeline.
And like they even kind of hinted at it beforehand, because like his boss gate was like buried underneath everything. It's the hardest to get to. Like Time Meter was specifically trying to keep that thing buried.
That is like that's some cool story
And, like,
writing
bro,
and like world
Robbie-
building.
Robbie Damon's voice acting. I think
That
it
was
Damon.
Robbie
Yeah.
Damon. Oh my god, he's
want
everywhere.
to exist.
No, my
Like
favorite
it is good, but it just didn't feel like Mephiles to me. Like
True,
just going
yeah.
from like Dan Green to Robbie Damon. It's a culture shock, I will say.
Yeah.
But, like,
What
yeah.
it is-
I was a bit
Like, this
surprised
is-
to hear his
but,
voice
like this
there.
isn't Robbie's first time voicing a dark themed character. Like shout outs to Hubert from Three Houses. So like I'm okay
Shout
with
out
the cast.
to Pancake Boy.
For what it is, I really like. I honestly like the Mephiles voice. My favorite part, especially when he's like, "Did you forget about me again, Shadow?" He's like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Adam
like, at the
Smasher from
very end-
Cyberpunk. Who the fuck are you?
But here's what I want them to get right about this matchup. I don't want them to do this again just to give Shadow justice. I want them to do this just to represent him as who he is. Because at first people kept mistaking him as some edgy edgelord that just mopes around. Like, no, that's not who he is.
Edgy the Edgehog. Yeah.
Edgy the Hedgehog, yeah. But
Ow,
no,
the Edge.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow is like not type of. He's not known to be a hero, at least where he's from. But he does what he does is he protects the Earth because that's what he was promised to do. He doesn't do it just because it's right. He did it because that's what he promised to his best friend. And promised to the very end.
Yeah.
And you could somewhat say the same thing for Mewtwo too, because okay, I didn't mean that for to be a joke, but you could see the same thing with Mewtwo because he values all life for Pokemon, and he values them just like he values his own friend. You know, that's why I like this matchup because these two actually have like heavy shit, and they're just more than just mopey characters that just went through some dark shit. These two are actually
hot topic
somewhat
essentially.
Similar.
Yeah,
exactly. It's just hot topic.
You brought up Mewtwo, and I do want to talk about one of the critiques that I think is understandable but still disagree with, where like the push for this matchup is more Shadow featuring Mewtwo, and I do admit like all the hype behind Shadow does like unfortunately cause Mewtwo to get lost in the sauce, especially in the minds of the people who think that Mewtwo should win this because like it is.
I mean, he was in ZA, so he still has some.
Yeah, there is stuff to work with, but I don't think he's like nearly. But I don't think it's like nearly as prominent as like the Year of Shadow. Like there's nothing like Mewtwo has yet to get like an equivalent to that.
Yeah,
Mewtwo has always been like that.
I'm gonna try and like I don't want to spoil anything. They could have given him a Z Mega. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, What's cool with
I'm not trying to like.
He already has 2 megas. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to overshadow. I'm not trying to overshadow.
With Mewtwo, what's cool about Mewtwo is after Ash versus Yugi, now we if they decide to only focus on the anime, it would still be a relatively close fight too.
Yeah. And like, I'm not trying to overshadow Mewtwo, because look, I love Shadow. I'm like the biggest Sonic fan you'll ever meet, but like, I have to admit, Mewtwo is really cool on his own terms, because like, when I found out that about his story and stuff, I thought it was super badass, and even to this day, I think he's still menacing out of all the other Pokemon I've seen.
No question.
That first movie did so much for showing like how powerful he is as a Pokemon.
Mewtwo would always be one of those Pokemon where it's like, even if he's not in the spotlight, people like he can just show up for like one game and be like, oh shit, this guy's here.
He's like, he's literally that. He's the guy in Pokemon.
He is him.
He is him.
He will continue to be him.
Look, it's the guy.
Out of all the legendaries in Pokemon, he just is the legendary. I would say out of all.
He is the OG legendary.
He showed up in the most recent. I was just gonna say he showed up in the most recent Pokemon anime, like that Ash was in, just to immediately wipe the floor with all of his Pokemon and show that he's still like way better.
Based, honestly based.
So base.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't even touch him.
Don't get too, like, you're champion now, but don't get too high and mighty. I still own you.
Mm-hmm.
I still kick your ass.
This is for punching me.
Or trying to.
Trying to punch me.
Gone.
And I do want to bring up one more problem that I see people bring up with this matchup, like real quick, because I brought up the whole zero compositing issue with my matchup. There are people who make similar arguments from YouTube because, let's not lie, the main push for this matchup is the anime Mewtwo, because Mewtwo, sometimes he just is pure evil, like incarnate, and he has like wildly different personalities that if you want to go for a full composite, it doesn't work as well. I do think that argument makes sense. However, there is another way you can view Shadow's story where he is similarly just more of a confused kid in a world that thrusted so much onto him. He doesn't know, he's also unaware if he's really truly good or evil. And I think that if you want to push that angle, then compositing Mewtwo makes more sense, at least analysis-wise. because you can frame it in like, yeah, there are some Mewtwo's who just hate humans, and some Mewtwo's who love humans. So what is the true nature of Mewtwo? Who can say? And similarly,
just give him the Godzilla treatment. There are two specific kinds of Mewtwo's.
Yeah, literally.
And like,
yeah.
And like, you would also circumvent
like
the issue
protector
that
of Pokemon or the
Godzilla's
hater of humanity.
Yeah, and you would also have like circumvent the issue because you're not framing, because like with Hulk versus Godzilla, let's not lie, it's really just like Hulk versus Godzilla Ultima, at least debate-wise. So naturally, Ultima would need to get the most focus, and it just happens to be the most evil version of Godzilla. So naturally, there are some people who are put off by like framing Godzilla as like primarily an evil figure when there's more to it than that. Whereas with Mewtwo, you won't even have to dive into that. You could say, yes, sometimes Mewtwo's evil, but sometimes Mewtwo is good. So it's like you can.
He is truly ambivalent towards good and evil.
Yeah, you could like in the analysis, you could lean into the ambiguity of like where his morals are, and similarly to how Shadow's morals have always been ambiguous, from his upbringing to his manipulation to how he goes about like his rivalry with Sonic to how he lives his life now.
I think in that sense also that sort of like ideology about like what Mewtwo is, I think could also really translate well into the animation, because an idea that I always had for like what the fight could do that I really liked was that at some point in the fight, Mewtwo, like, he tries to do like the memory manipulation, like tries to get in Shadow's head and like mess with him, like trying to like kind of like a Kyle versus Simone, where he tries to like shut Shadow down, and then Shadow like he just like breaks out of it, and he can even do like the Shadow 05 quote where it's like, "This is who I am, and you will not be the one to like judge me," or some shit.
Oh yeah,
because I am all of me.
All of I am Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh,
this is who I am.
Oh, I have actually, you know what? A really fun
I just realized
for this.
Thanos in Death Battle literally said Shadow's line.
Oh, you're gonna regret saying that, you little bitch. I'm gonna kill you in however many. I'm gonna kill you in however many cutscenes that is from now.
Yes, sir.
I just really love the idea of like, I am Shadow the Hedgehog. This is who I am, and you will not control me. Like before he does he charges at Mewtwo and like does a Chaos Blast or some shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, especially after like what happened in the first one, like that would be. It's like the ultimate answer to so many people taking issue with the idea of Shadow being like weak to memory manipulation and all that, and like that because that's how they said Mewtwo would win.
Here's
if
how
Shadow
I imagine.
If Shadow gets on like the upper hand and Mewtwo is just kind of like, I can see him leaning into that with Mewtwo just asking, "Who are you? Why do you keep fighting? No matter who stands against me, I will fight as I always have."
I just thought of a cool ass line.
I just keep imagining like mixing up the quotes now for Shadow, like if the world keeps fighting against me, I made a promise, and I will never give it up.
I just thought of a badass line. Like, what if Mewtwo tries to like mind read Shadow? It is like, who do you think you are? What you saw in there? That was only a part of me. Allow me to show you all of me.
All of me. There you go.
Yeah, that's fire.
That could be his transition into going like Super Shadow.
Exactly.
Yeah, please give Super Shadow more fanfare, please.
Super Shadow
that's actually going to be like one of my next projects to do. Super Shadow with Doom powers.
You know, I think I always have like the funniest, like combining all the ideas that we mentioned. I just have like the funny thought of like at some point in the fight, like it's Doom Shadow versus like one of Mewtwo's forms. Let's say
Mewtwo X.
Mewtwo X.
That's
and,
what
like,
I would think.
He pulls out his spoon, and then he cuts off both of Shadow's like Doom wings, and then like he does like the whole like memory manipulation thing, and then Shadow like he breaks out of it, he fights against it, and then goes super, and then like it's like a fight in space.
Yes.
Okay,
so cool.
Mewtwo uses the spoon, cuts off Shadow's wings, uses Psychic to hold him in place, then does the memory wipe, and then does all of what you just said. Pretty much.
Yeah, Shadow he breaks out of it. He can either take off his inhibitor rings, go super. I don't care. Just he just goes super. The fight goes into space. It's Mega Mewtwo Y at that point, and then basically do what Electric did in his animation.
Yeah. So maybe I would be fine if they did like a similar setup as the like original one where it's like Shadow going into Mewtwo's cave, because like that's a fine setup, like because it harkens back to
either Mewtwo's cave or how it is in Journeys, where it's that giant tree on the island.
Yeah, because like I would say like that's one of the things that the original episode did get right, and like especially with like Shadow's characterization nowadays is that like he can be very openly antagonistic to like people who like annoy him or get in his way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
unless if you're like in Crossworlds or anything, you're just dead.
I feel like a lot of people are antagonistic to those who get in their way, but
and you could have it.
Well, Shadow specifically, like he gets very annoyed with people.
You could have it be that Mewtwo is like protecting the Pokemon that live in that area, that live in that cave, because he's sort of known to do that as well. It's like you are not welcome here, and it's like. Oh yeah, I was basically about to just have Shadow say the "make me" line from Spawn.
or even more so, like it'd be an interesting idea.
You fight like a bum.
It'd also be interesting if like they kind of took like it took a little bit of a Shadow versus Vegeta approach, but like make it like more serious, where it's like Shadow like he goes to like the cave that Mewtwo's chilling in, and he's like I sense an enormous power. And that could be a danger to the world that I promise to protect, like something like that. And Mewtwo would be like, "Leave this place."
I just thought of a great ending for
either that or like have a Chaos Emerald be in there that he's collecting. Which,
that also works.
Yeah. As for the ending, I imagine like Shadow basically Mewtwo would use one of his moves. It's basically where he teleports in the room and he swaps stats. It doesn't work on Shadow, and then he ends up like breaking out of that and then overpowering Mewtwo. They both land on the moon, and it's like, "I saw your memories. They used you too, didn't they?" Yes. It's like, well,
like you're just like me.
You're just like me. It's like, if you're gonna protect the planet, protect the Pokemon too. It's like, I will. And then Mewtwo just,
he dies there too.
Just lets nature take its course.
I definitely, it's kind of like, it depends on who wins. I feel like would definitely affect how the ending would go, because if Mewtwo won, I feel like it would kind of be of a Veda versus Obito ending, where it's like Mewtwo sees how haunted Shadow is by his past, and he's like, find peace in the find peace in the next life. Or if Shadow wins, then it's like Mewtwo would pretty much be like protect the planet and the Pokemon that I love, and Shadow would be like, yeah, I'll do that.
Of course.
I'd also want to see a scene where like I'd also think that there'd be a scene where Shadow uses Chaos Control to stop time, and then he moves towards Mewtwo, and like he just looks into his eyes, and then he does like the Gaara thing, where it's like, those eyes are not the eyes of a killer.
Your eyes.
They are the eyes of
a broken man. Of a protector.
Someone like me. And then like I forget, is Mewtwo able to resist time manipulation?
Not that I think so.
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of.
Is Shadow? Do we know that Shadow's able to directly resist mind manipulation? By the way,
yes,
I don't know.
He should be able to.
I'm pretty sure.
From Black Doom.
At least in Super.
Black Doom and Shadow.
Yeah, Black Doom is like the most
actually he was able to
resisting of mental manipulation.
Exactly.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, in base, he was able to resist Black Doom's mental manipulation. The original episode lied to you.
Oh God! Yeah. Why Mewtwo versus Shadow? Why?
Okay, and speaking of which, we finally brought it up. We finally brought it up now because there is a third argument I wanted to address, because though this one is just with the broader scope of why rematches get requested in the first place. People say it's because you only want this because you just want the other character to win, and
bullshit.
Versus Doomslayer, that is absolutely the case for the majority of people. Wait, who said that? But with Mewtwo versus Shadow, I want to say. I'm kidding with that one.
I wanted
that rematch.
I was kidding with that one. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. But no, I didn't. But no, I did not. I was not bitter about that matchup winning because I wanted to push this one, because it wasn't even the rematch idea I was pushing the most. That was Beast versus Goliath, and I still want that rematch over this one. Despite thinking that Mewtwo versus Shadow is like a matchup I like way more than Beast versus Goliath. But the thing about Mewtwo versus Shadow, the episode in general was dealt such a bad, unfortunate hand that no other episode has, that the context of doing it better this time actually has more weight to it than most.
Yes, thank you.
I'd
That-
also,
it-
I'd also
it's
argue- I'd
precisely
also argue
it.
Beast vs Goliath, kind of, but you know, that's just my X-Men bias.
It doesn't help that Ben himself, even like when that episode was announced, like the actual matchup that they revealed it would be Shadow fighting Mewtwo instead of Frieza. He straight up made a whole like chart and everything of like Mewtwo,
did, yeah.
Shadow, Silver, and
Yeah,
Frieza,
he did.
and like why the
Yeah.
connections of Mewtwo and Shadow are way stronger than everybody else.
Mhm.
And that, so it's like, yeah, the matchup itself is still strong, but it came out at the worst possible time it could have.
And also, to be fair,
Yeah.
Ben has like gone on record to say that like that original chart was also just like meant to be a joke. But you know,
We're coming up on like the
that's-
10-year anniversary of when that episode came out. This is the perfect time to redo it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
it came out what,
Yeah.
2015, 2016?
2016.
I feel old.
2016, yeah.
2016.
You have immediately aged me by saying that.
But it's true.
Yeah.
We must face reality, my friends.
Oh yeah, Flip, don't you
Uh,
turn 30 this year?
Don't remind me.
Oh.
That was such a dick thing to say.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That was
Sorry.
wild work.
Look, do you have any idea how hard it is to be a 30-year-old with this voice?
Aw. Hey,
Everybody,
Uh,
if I shave, everyone thinks I'm fresh out of high school.
I mean, hey, it gives you certain advantages, I suppose.
I mean, I've learned to cope with that in like voice acting work, because like I
Yeah.
hit a niche that very few people can actually do. But like, I wanted to be a bass when I grew up.
Aw.
Yeah.
It's like
But yeah, it's fine.
you're
I've
reminding me
accepted
of
that.
You're reminding me of Gumball and Darwin's reactions to like their voice actors changing, and they're like, "We're gonna be stuck in these prepubescent bodies for the rest of our lives! Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
This has to be the first 3D Sonic episode on the show. With how
Yes.
much
Please.
3D has been like so
Please.
prevalent on Death Battle recently, and with like how even Origin learned how to use Blender just so we could work on Ash vs Yugi. This has to be the first 3D Sonic episode, especially because
Please.
like I feel like
Yeah.
Mewtwo's like models
Yeah, I agree.
gel pretty well with
Either this or
Shadows.
Metal Sonic versus Cell.
True, very
Yeah.
true.
I'm down for either or.
And now,
Now,
go
I
ahead.
do want to say we did say Solgen for Gamma Scream.
Soul
this
Gem would be
would
really
be
cool
the
for this.
best.
Yeah.
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 Shadow
Ooh.
animation.
No.
Oh.
This one they get electric for.
Motherfucker, y'all turning
yeah,
Solgen
yeah.
into the next Moro. What is this?
And he's not,
Yeah.
and he's not even working for the show yet.
Ease up.
Yeah.
It's all
But-
but confirmed, my friends. But I would like to see Soul Gen's take on like a more serious animation, something that doesn't go as like rubber hose is what he's known for on Light Arrow stuff. And
Fair enough.
I mean, he had
Like,
some
just watch
of
watch Del
the
Artemis's
scenes,
League
even
of
in the
Memes.
harder stuff, has like super good like serious stuff.
yeah, he's very good at aura farming, especially with the whole like Silver like offering everybody pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I brought pizza.
Like I know that a majority of people probably know Solgen from like Theros animations, but if you want to see what he can do with like a just crazy scale fight, watch the final episode of Devil Artemis's League of Memes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very
that
true.
that it was insane. to
Also,
watch.
Cell versus Cell is a very fun time.
That
Cell
was
versus
Yeah.
Cell, yeah, that was
I love
so
that one.
fun.
Yeah, that was
That one
good,
is still
too.
more comedy centric, whereas like,
True,
this
yeah.
is, like way more
Yeah.
hardcore, full on serious, while still staying true to his unique animation style.
Right.
Mm.
And now, comes the unique part of my presentation because
Ooh.
Mewtwo
How'd you
vs.
tell?
Shadow is one that I also love. I have the perfect
Oh,
soundtrack
Blue
for it.
Stolly.
Oh my gosh.
I have the perfect
Oh.
soundtrack for it, and I'm gonna take you guys through this one a little bit. I'm not playing the whole song, but like,
You make 'em watch while you go down in flames.
burn, baby, burn. Okay, so
Yeah.
obviously this is how it starts up. It's like there's a bit of like Mewtwo and Shadow in their base forms, like going at it. It was the best part of the fight in the original one, like seeing Mewtwo like bounce off of his shield and stuff. So it's like a bit of their like
Where the pity and the blame.
bit of their physicality going off against like Mewtwo's more esoteric abilities. And then eventually like Shadow becomes like too much for Mewtwo to handle. But then we get to this part here.
Self-inflicted pretty. Sorry, I'm gonna be singing along to this.
I forget if it's like this part here. Okay, here it is. Okay. And this is where Mega Mewtwo X comes in.
Make 'em watch while you go down.
And then it becomes like a full, like a pure hand-to-hand fight here of like
Mewtwo
X is like pure strength like coming in,
Shadow.
and like they're trading a bunch of blows here. It's becoming too much for Shadow to handle.
Is as clever as you can be.
And then this is where the Doom powers come out.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah.
So
I can picture it so clearly.
Like they blow out of the cave and like they start traveling around and stuff. Like I'm imagining maybe they're on the water. Mewtwo's flying around and like trading blows with them while Shadow's like surfing around.
Doom surf, yeah.
Yeah, and eventually
coincidence.
So it could be because it's 3D. They would be playing with a lot of models of like the different limbs and stuff. Like essentially what Alex Mercer, what they did with that episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Colex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Colex.
And then. Okay, so this is where Y comes in.
Go down in flames.
He starts to like throw Shadow around a bit and like reflecting some of his chaos powers. And then, on that burn, baby, burn. That's where like he holds Shadow in place and like rips the Doom like blood off of him like from his core and like kind of like with Spawn and like Shadow lets out like a war scream like ah!
Yeah.
And then Mewtwo's like pulling him in closer and it's like let's see what makes your mind tick. And like he's like starting to like go into his like memories here. And like so like we see flashes of Shadow's past, like Maria and stuff. And then like Mewtwo realizes what's going on. And like you guys said, Shadow's like I am not someone that can be toyed with any longer. I am all of me.
What you saw in there was only a part of me. Allow me to show you all of me!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Super Shadow!
Maybe that you could also have, that's when his rings come off too. Go full power.
And then after that, they just fly into space.
Yeah, because like at this point they're just like going full on at it, like all like flying around and teleporting and like massive explosions
full
and
Dante
stuff.
versus Clive.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, basically, a boss fight.
Yeah.
And then I'm imagining like they got giant orbs like facing against each other. Yeah, like that could be where like his inhibitor rings come off, and like I'm just imagining a shot of like a Shadow like a speed line bursting through the orbs and like tackling Mewtwo into the earth and like causing a massive meteor destruction crater.
Dramatic finish.
Just finishing Mewtwo to the earth, that causing the death.
Well, yeah, perhaps like he's disintegrated.
Wait, that's literally just Shadow versus Ryuko's ending.
I want it to be an epic version of that because like I want him to actually say instead of just like Chaos Blast, I want him to actually go Chaos Blast.
Chaos Blast.
Yeah.
My envisionment for it was just him spin dash Mewtwo so hard that it was just like, crash into the earth and then that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be a good like reference to his Sonic Adventure 2 ending.
Yeah.
Just like falling to the earth.
Yeah.
And then maybe like while Mewtwo is disintegrating away, you could have him like telepathically communicating with Shadow, like please protect the Pokemon, protect the people of this planet. And then like that would be like a cool like bittersweet way to end it.
With that over, listen to more Blue Stolly. He is incredible.
I love Blue Stolly.
Oh yeah, I need to check this guy out.
Crank up Enemy. It's awesome.
Ever
Enemy
since
by
I've been
Blue
hearing
Stolly.
trailers for Metal versus Cell for that, I've heard that track all the time, and God, I love it.
It's so good.
All I know is that, oh my gosh, I am so glad that it's non-copyright music, so I don't have to worry about
Blue
like
Stolly,
taking
I
it
was
off.
Bell
gonna ask,
Weller.
like, are you gonna have to like mute this segment?
No.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean,
It's just
shit,
like-
it showed up in fan
He
battles,
played
so we're
Kevin
good.
McLeod over the music
Right.
video. Just take my word for it. This sounds awesome.
Also, not to like pressure you in editing, you can show if you want, but I also got like a signed poster from Shadow's voice actor.
Yeah,
with-
Kirk
yeah.
Thornton.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kirk
yeah.
Thornton.
The
Very,
goat,
very
yeah.
awesome guy. I asked him if he can make a Shadow game, what would it be?
The
And he
Donald
literally
Trump voice actor.
Yes.
He literally told me.
Oh
my
he,
gosh.
he literally told me saying that if he could make a Shadow game, it would just be him torturing Sonic and Eggman. I'm like, okay.
Like kick
I
the
mean,
buddy.
Well then.
Yeah.
I was a bit mixed on Kirk Thornton as the voice for Shadow, but
He
after
got-
Shadow Generations,
He
fully
got
won me
better.
over.
He
Oh, for
started
sure.
off
Yeah, he got
weird, but it
better.
got better.
Yeah, he
Um,
fully
Depends
won
on
me
his
over.
script.
I'm
with
curious.
Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm curious
Very
if this.
much so depends on his script.
I'm curious if this video
Yeah.
came through because I saved something else.
Oh
You're
yeah.
a colorful. This,
You're a
this,
colorful bunch.
this,
You're
this
a
got sent by
colorful bunch.
this got sent by Steve while we were. You know what? That would be a fun thing for Shadow to say when he goes into the
Yeah.
cave and sees a bunch of Pokemon in there.
You're a colorful
You're a
bunch.
You know what,
And then
that's-
Mewtwo shows up.
Yeah.
I love this matchup. Like, we're just already lore
It's so
building,
good.
the world building. The more we talk about it, it's so.
We
good.
need a mega fight.
So
scene.
we're just
I have-
writing this- yeah, we're
That's
pretty much
what
just
we
writing
need.
the script.
I don't know about you guys. I have such a good feeling about 2026 being the Mewtwo versus Shadows
year.
time. I
Dude,
really
I
think.
would
Absolutely, I agree
If it
with
were
that.
to happen,
Yeah.
I
If
would
we
not
get
even
it-
be like surprised.
Because I feel like
Dude,
if they do Metal Sonic, I feel like next year would make sense with Sonic 4 coming out.
Like, here's what
Yeah.
I'll do. If this gets announced this year, I will do a whole ass like art collaboration. I'll try to get as much people as I can. Like, basically, it could show off different versions of Shadow throughout the era of Sonic and like different versions of Mewtwo. Like, someone can draw in Adventure 2 Shadow, 06
Ooh.
Generations. Like, I'm already thinking ideas. Like, I will commit to the bit if I have to. I
All
love
right.
this matchup, and I hope it happens. And as
Same.
for what last thing I can
Same
say,
here.
Paramount, please make a Shadow the Hedgehog show.
But,
It will do
They're,
great.
I think
Just-
they're going to.
or at least a,
Yeah,
at least a
yeah,
spin-off
yeah.
movie.
There's like a Shadow project.
yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
sure
just-
Project
Yeah.
Shadow.
Good. Just
Ha.
don't do.
Project
Just don't.
Shadow.
Just don't
No,
do what
keep
you
the
did
name.
with
Keep
Knuckles.
the name. Project Shadow.
Yeah, just don't
Yes,
do a
sir.
Knuckles show what you did with that.
Okay,
please.
here's the thing. I don't think Sonic, like Paramount Sonic, kind of works in a TV show format because you know why they did what they did with Knuckles is because like having a CG character of cinematic quality be on screen for that long eats the budget up like a motherfucker. Of course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why they had an
yeah,
episode where Knuckles only appears for a minute of the episode, and it's all about
Yeah.
Wade. So because it's like they had no other choice, and
The
like
flames of disaster.
exactly.
Flames of disaster.
Like shit, at least with like
Flames of disaster.
at least with Ted on Peacock, like that's a comedy show, so I don't have to worry about like flashy effects for action, you know?
Yeah, I guess I see that.
So like
Yeah.
if they do a Shadow spinoff thing, please let it be a movie. I
You know
don't,
what?
yeah.
Or just have a bigger budget
Yeah.
for the TV show.
I don't know.
True
if-
that.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
if they
definitely.
can though, because the Sonic movies don't make that much money. They make a decent amount, but not that much.
Okay, you know what?
not
Fair.
like-
Make it a movie. Make it a movie.
Yeah, make it a
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I would also just prefer a movie, honestly.
Yeah, Shadow
Yeah.
movie.
There's no telling if
Or
Keanu
just an
Reeves. Would,
adaptation of Shadow the Hedgehog.
there's also no telling if
good.
Keanu Reeves would be available for a show as well.
True.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Mewtwo versus Shadow for you folks. We hope y'all like this one as much as we do, because this and Mario vs Sonic, that was what I voted for on the rematch poll. For in case y'all were wondering.
For me, it was
Yeah,
this and
I-
Peach versus Zelda.
Yeah.
I regret not voting for
Oh,
this
this is
in
the one I voted
rematch
for
poll.
the rematch. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I think
voted
I
for both
remember. I
this
think I
and
remember
Chief Slayer.
specifically not wanting to vote for this just because I wanted Chief versus Slayer to happen.
I did Chief Slayer and Mario Sonic 3.
And now the regret hits.
But I
I
the
know they said
regret.
Chief Slayer was the most voted by a landslide, but part of me wonders if maybe Mewtwo versus Shadow was second on there because of all the recent hype going on.
I'm pretty
It
sure.
had
Either
to-
that or-
it had
yeah,
to-
either
that
or-
It had to have been
100%.
second.
And if that's the case,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that kind of like boosts its chances of happening sooner than later, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
all right, that's enough of that. It's time to move on to something a little different. It's time to get
Oh,
historical on
my
y'all asses.
goodness.
Whoa.
I think I know who this is.
Is this?
All right. Okay, it's my time.
It's Steve. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Steve
Yeah,
has
I
been
think
biding his time.
I've been waiting patiently, getting mad at Saints football while y'all are talking. So,
and also Mephiles, he DM'd me that he was holding back.
okay.
Nice.
I'll explain that off call. But this is King Arthur versus Beowulf. The matchup I pitched to the team. I love history, I love mythology, and I love learning how stories start and how stories from way back in the day affect us now. And in my mind, no two characters have affected our modern day media quite like King Arthur and Beowulf. King Arthur, obviously, you can see Arthurian influence anywhere you look. But Beowulf, I don't know how many people know this. Tolkien, yes, the Tolkien, was such a fan of Beowulf, he not only wrote his own translated version of the poem, which apparently is the best version of the poem, but do not read that first, because it is as close to the original poem as possible, so that's like a later read.
I just saw the Uncanny Valley movie.
Yeah. But
which was very good.
Cool.
Yeah. But also, Tolkien did take some events in Beowulf and use them in Lord of the Rings. Most famously, a certain dragon burning down an entire city.
Ooh, yeah.
That is an event that happens in Beowulf. So, from that alone, I already
Wasn't
love
that a
it.
Hobbit plot
Yeah,
point?
no, it's Hobbit,
Yeah.
but still written by Tolkien.
Yeah.
Yeah. That also, historically, King Arthur would have been in the 5th century. He would have been alive in the 5th century of England when he was known as a Briton. Beowulf, 5th or 6th century as an Anglo-Saxon. Around that time, Britons and Anglo-Saxons were fighting tooth and nail for the Bryn Isles.
For the what?
For basically that island for Britain.
Gotcha.
Like, they were going at it. It was straight up blood war. In fact, this thumbnail I made, the background is actually a fight that I took. I found a painting of it and I threw that in the background.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
So you got all of this historical shit. Obviously, these are two famous kings of England, not really. Well, England for Arthur. Beowulf, he becomes the king of the Geats, which is more in Norway, kind of Viking territory. So obviously they got that historical blood feud, but also their own stories. Both stories, if you actually read Arthurian legend and the original poem Beowulf, do have ties to Christianity, but also ties to other mythology. King Arthur being more Celtic myth, with stuff like Morgan the Fay being a very Celtic figure, and the Green Knight from that Sir Gawain and the Green Knight was a famous Celtic story before King Arthur took that over. And Beowulf, that's Norse mythology. They name drop Norse characters all the damn time in that shit. It's just like, I want more folklore, more like historical literature, and more mythology that focus less on the god characters and more focus on the heroes, because the heroes have always been more fascinating to me. And this matchup, it's just, I love it so much.
I'm sure with when you focus like less on the deities involved, you run less of a risk of like stepping on people's toes who like might find something like that disrespectful.
Touching on religious.
That's definitely a big thing with stuff. Like, obviously everyone talks about Zeus versus Odin, which is a fine matchup, but I'm gonna be honest, the gods are not as interesting to me as the heroes. And
true,
because like I'd rather see a matchup talk about Achilles and what he went through than talk about what Apollo did, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And plus, this dives a lot into obviously King Arthur's journey as a character being originally in the earlier stories a conqueror before the French took over and ruined his character, making the OC Lancelot. Yes, Lancelot is a French OC. Before the British took back the story
French
and
OC.
basically made Lancelot. Look, Arthurian legend, learning about how those stories were written is fucking funny. Because it started off as a cool thing, then the French ruined it, and then the British tried to fix it.
Okay.
But they kept Lancelot intact, almost like it was the Clone Wars fixing the prequel movies.
Sir Lancelot.
No, basically. So
I was more so
yeah.
thinking about Godzilla Gamera, where it was like what was it?
wait.
They bought back the rights to the American Godzilla just for the Japanese Godzilla to kill
wait a
that
minute.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wasn't Lancelot Shadow in the Sonic and the Black Knight?
I think so.
Yeah.
yes. In Sonic of the Black Light, Lancelot was Shadow. Knuckles
Blaze was
Gawain,
Percival.
and Blaze was Percival. Yes.
And Silver was Silver
Hector,
was,
I think?
Galahad.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Jet
Silver
was
was
Lamorak.
Galahad. Jet was Ector.
God, that
No,
shit.
Jet was Lamorak.
That shit is so stupid.
I wish we
Hey,
got
I
to
love
see
Sonic
those,
and the
but-
Black Knight.
It's
I wish
The
we got to
armor
see those
designs were
versions for-
awesome.
so dumb.
Yeah, I wish we got to see the versions for Jet and Silver, but I don't really know if they ever showed gameplay of that. Or at least I think. I don't know.
I don't think they're in the story.
They're
No,
not
I
in
think
the
it's-
story.
In the story, it's
Galahad
just
and
Knuckles,
Lamorak are
Blaze,
not
and
in the story.
Shadow.
Yeah.
But I think it's, like,
Tails
extra
is a
stuff.
blacksmith.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amy's a princess.
Amy's the
Amy
lady
is-
of the lake.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then it's the twist is Sonic, you are the one true king.
You King Arthur?
King Arthur?
Yeah.
And then it was revealed Sonic
He
was
fucking pulled the sword from the stone. Why would he be?
and then it was revealed Sonic was lying about the whole thing to explain why he was late to his date with Amy.
Oh yeah.
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 Okay,
Although,
okay,
badass
but
armor.
Black Knight genuinely has a really well-written story, though.
Yes.
Oh, the villain in that one, the logic behind that, beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really good. It
like
was just everything else
Marlena.
that was ridiculous.
I love
No,
the
I won't fight you on that. It's definitely ridiculous.
I
But
lo-
it's ridiculous in a beautiful way.
I love the Game Grumps banter of when the Merlina was talking to Sonic about all the horrors that Arthur was enacting, and Sonic was like, "Ha, cool, sounds like a haunted house, like a fun haunted house." And then Aaron, as Merlina, was saying, "It's not cool. He killed everyone."
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me, but that's probably one of my favorite portrayals of Jason Griffith as Sonic in that game. Because
I think it was one of the last times he played him.
I'm pretty
no,
sure it
no,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Unleash. What about Unleash?
Unleash was 2008, Black Knight was 2009.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
No,
Okay,
that's
that
Sonic
makes
Boom.
more sense.
No, Sonic Boom was.
No, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my
yeah,
trademark.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, Steve, keep talking about why this is
Yeah,
cool.
Steve, what do you think
Yeah.
is the best way to get into Arthurian legend and Beowulf legend? If you're just starting out.
For Beowulf, God, there's you can ask around and there'll be people who will point you to a good translation of the original Beowulf. Keep in mind, Beowulf does a lot of explaining about shit that doesn't matter, similar to what Tolkien does. To be honest. You spend a while learning about a bunch of other people before you actually meet Beowulf. It's all right, so here's the king, and here's his son, and then his son, then his son, then his son, then his son, and then here's Beowulf over here. So you spend a lot of that with Arthurian legend. Ah, fuck. I mean, I would say my favorite stories are the ones where I forget what it's called. I really should remember this, but it was... Oh man, it was I think it was Les Auteurs or something like that. It's basically when the British wrote it again after Lancelot was added, and that's the story mainly with the Holy Grail.
Okay.
That story that has the Holy Grail, that has Gawain, that has Morgan Le Fay's character arc where she starts off as an asshole and then no longer becomes an asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's stuff like that. You can ask around and you'll find tons of people who will recommend you to the right places if you want to learn more about these characters. Or, you could watch overly sarcastic productions videos on King Arthur and Beowulf.
Oh my.
Yep.
They might they can point you in the right direction.
Yeah, no, they'll point you in the right direction and give you the rundown of these characters and their arcs. As I would imagine this fight going, part of me wants it in 3D, like in a fucking like just battlefield. Because in the original stories of Arthur, he was a conqueror. He actually conquered the part of Norway that the Geats is in, which is Beowulf's hometown. So it would be like a fight between two kings in a battlefield. There's like these skirmishes happening in the background, like an orchestral soundtrack as these two are just going at it for like
Kind of like Sauron versus Lich King.
yeah, Sauron versus Lich King-esque fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure the animators would probably do some like little tricks to simulate the idea that there is an army fight happening in the background.
Oh yeah, no, obviously.
Yeah.
Take cuts whenever you can. I'm not asking you to go crazy. I just want like that feel of like this is like two kings going at it for like a throne.
It's it's a magic act at the end of the day. Keeping up the illusion. And then whoever wins, like they probably like I could see them holding their head up like the end of Macbeth or something, and like the two armies are like all like kneeling like to the winner and be like, "Hail to the king! Hail to the king!"
Please give me that Shakespeare shit. Give it to me. Just inject it in my veins.
That ending where like they would hold up the head of like the loser. Oh god, yeah, that would go so hard.
Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail! I'm just picturing the Evil Dead 2 ending.
Ooh.
Hail!
Hail!
Hail! Hail!
What the fuck is going on?
No!
Oh man, I know they wouldn't, but imagine if they did this one in live action.
The amount of budget that they would have to use on the costumes alone.
Just use the Lord of the Rings software that creates armies for them.
The amount of budget they would need to actually decapitate someone for that.
They did it for Blade versus Buffy.
But with Blade versus Buffy, they did that. They did like the camera trick of like focusing more on Buffy, like while the head was blurred in the background. But with this, the idea we're talking about is them like focusing directly on the head and then like holding it up and like the eyes glazed over.
Just animating every single sinew that gets cut off.
I don't know how CGI head.
How many of you guys have seen This Is the End? That the comedy apocalypse movie with like Seth Rogen and Jay Baruchel.
I'm not sure.
But there was that one scene where a guy's head got cut off and they freaked out. Were kicking it around like a soccer ball, and Jonah Hill's like, "Guys, we can't do this. This guy was alive," and he picked him up and a bunch of blood started pouring out. I was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna throw up."
Wow,
it's like the realistic interpretation of that.
Damn.
I'm just picturing now the presentation style of the analysis segments, because they would have to get very creative with like presenting the legends of these two on like the manuscripts and stuff. Like I could see a lot of calligraphy edits being made to represent the original source material, and like obviously you would probably give this one to Liam. This feels like a natural fit for him.
Yeah, no, this is very Liam coded shit.
Yeah, because I was like in that same vein as Hercules versus Sun Wukong, a lot of like a lot of that same kind of like editing and like pacing of the analyses would definitely lend to this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, honestly, I'm gonna have to do my best to look more into these two, because I can't have my only knowledge of King Arthur be Monty Python and a kid in King Arthur's court.
Okay, you didn't see the Merlin TV show like I did?
No, I didn't see that.
I only watched it because the guy that played Merlin looked exactly like I did.
Cool.
Oh.
Well, that'll be a hint for me before I meet you in real life.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I guess also
I've been told I look like a mix between Bill Hader and Brendan Urie.
Fun. I guess Sword in the Stone by Disney, but like that's only a King Arthur film and like the final 10 minutes of it.
The last 10 minutes.
That's like the
So it's
that's
like
not
that
really
barely
like
counts.
King Arthur.
Exactly.
It goes into what makes
I
him
know
like...
you mentioned Monty Python though, and like that's goated shit though. Monty Python is amazing.
Congrats on King Arthur for
there
beating
will
Robin
100%
Hood
be
in
a
the fan battle.
reference to Monty Python and a reference to my fucking
I need to see someone holding up coconuts.
Reference to
like,
Monty Python and a reference to
together.
Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
also, with,
yes.
I guess with Beowulf, you'd also have to mention the Image movie made for it, because we're talking about the Uncanny Valley animation style.
Oh yeah, they made a Beowulf movie. Yeah, it looks so.
I am Beowulf.
And
So
if
bad.
you've seen
that
Polar
movie was-
Express or Christmas
That
Carol,
movie
you
was
know
fun.
exactly
I
what it looks
enjoyed it.
like. It is fun looking back on that era of animated movies, like when we really thought that was going to be the
The
future.
freaking Anthony Hopkins King.
or just any scene from Polar Express where the little girl looks like her face is melting off.
Hey,
I just recently learned none of the Polar Express characters have names.
Yeah, it's like
except,
Hero Boy.
except for one,
Oh wait, yeah.
Billy.
Yeah,
There is Billy.
Yeah, that
You're-
one kid.
Also, fun fact: Tom Hanks did the mocap for Hero Boy.
Didn't he do the mocap for everyone?
He did for like 5 major characters, because he also voices like Santa and like the guy on the train, or like the guy
hobo.
on top of the train. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the hobo.
Oh man,
I hold
this,
that movie dear to my heart. So
Yeah, get Torian for this one, because he knows how to do mocap.
yeah.
Yeah. Just make this entire episode completely uncanny.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
just the most unlikable animation in the whole show.
Yeah.
Oh
fuck
yeah, god.
I don't know if I should laugh at that or be pissed.
I would,
Sorry.
I
if
just
that
laugh
happened,
at it.
Yes.
no, like thinking about if that actually happened in real life though, like I think I would probably laugh at first, but then like as time moves on, I would be like, man, I can't believe they did that.
I mean, this is, I'll say,
Why-
I do have an idea that this is something they could do. You know how in that old Ryu versus Liu Kang DBX, they started out with like the live action versions?
Yeah,
and then they
yeah.
slowly
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
into like the better looking sprite stuff. They could start out uncanny, but as the fight ramps up, they move into different like better animated stuff.
Right. Yeah, no, I love that
Yeah.
DBX. I even think, even when it's like using the digitized style, I still think it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weakest Hadouken read ever, though.
Hadouken.
Well, that's what makes it better. When we get those crisp Kyle Bear voice lines.
Mm-hmm.
So, Steve, anything else you want to go over in this? Like, who do you think wins?
Okay, so here's the problem with who wins. Arthur's fucking scabbard is busted.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know that because of Sonic and the Black Knight.
His
yeah,
scabbard.
so the sword Excalibur, or Caliburn, depends on which version you're reading, can cut through any metal. Fun fact, Beowulf's skin was able to resist acid that could burn any metal.
I love no limits fallacies going against each other.
So take that what
Mythology,
you
what do you
will.
expect? It's like folklore.
But here's the problem with the scabbard. As long as it's on Arthur, he can't die. Well, it says he can't die of blood loss. So that's a different interpretation. In fact, the only reason why he loses the fight against Mordred in every single version in the final battle is because he loses the scabbard.
Okay.
And Beowulf has the very funny scaling of he constantly breaks every weapon he uses. That's just some that just happens. And it's stated Beowulf is strong enough to break every single weapon that's ever in his hands. Remember how I mentioned that Beowulf makes a lot of references to Norse mythology? What do you think would happen if he used Mjolnir?
Oh man.
Oh god.
He does. This never actually happens, but it's just funny, like insane scaling to say that Beowulf is stronger than Thor.
That's where that fun interpretation part of versus discussion comes into play, especially for mythology.
He
And
swings
fun fact-
Mjolnir and just breaks into pebbles.
He
Which makes him
swings
stronger.
He
which
swings
makes-
me on there, and like the hammer part of it falls off.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would make him stronger than Thor in all of Norse mythology, because Thor's the strongest in all. of
Wild.
Norse.
All weapons turn into a spirit Halloween prop for him.
Yep.
That's
Man.
wild.
Oh my god.
All the weapons are 3D printed to him.
Also, I didn't really get a chance to mention this, but Beowulf's just cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's,
absolutely.
he,
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in the thumbnail that
He does
we're
look-
looking
he does
at,
look
he's the one on
cool.
the right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he's the one on the right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he looks fucking badass.
No,
I'm assuming.
legitimately,
I'm assuming
he
there's like.
No, go ahead, Carrick.
I'm assuming there's like abridged sort of like stories out there that like are like easier to like comprehend for readers.
Yeah, no, there are. As I said, OSP, you know, they do their research very well.
Cool.
On this shit.
Anyway, say
but
what you're saying.
But Beowulf has like, Beowulf is so manly. He gets bitten by a dragon, and he doesn't die to the gaping dragon wound that was made, where it's like part of his body's missing. No, he dies to dragon poison.
Oh wow.
Oh, he dies to the poison.
He dies of the poison, not the giant hole in his body. And the last thing he says to, oh god, I need to remember his name, but the dude who actually stuck with him when fighting the dragon, he looks at him and goes, "Look, I have one final request. I need to see that loot drop."
Wow.
I need to see that loot drop.
Now
So-
that's
so they-
actual king shit. That's
So
king
they
shit
they
right
did
there.
kill the dragon though.
Yeah, they killed the dragon. Beowulf dies, but he says, "I want to see the horde
Oh
that the
hell
dragon
yeah.
left." So he's just like, "I need to see that loot drop to make sure it was worth it."
That
And
is
then
some
he's
actual
like-
king shit.
And it
That
better
is
not
some actual
be some bullshit like the friends we made along the way.
Oh no, it was a horde. It was a horde.
Good.
Good.
That Beowulf was buried with.
Aw.
Similar to how Arthur,
Aw.
famously is the king of the mountain. He's healing in Avalon.
Well shit, there you go.
Wait.
Like those are two like super thematic ways to end both of their segments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them were buried
Yeah.
at like iconography things for them.
Oh man, gosh, if they do another because there are other like historical battles they could do, like maybe Robin Hood versus Zorro, but like
I've
man,
got
That's
a.
a fun one.
this would be really
Yeah.
fun if they do this.
I got like a literature-esque matchup in mind, but I might present that at a later date.
Sounds good.
I know there's
Oh.
one. There's another
As long
one
as
I
it's not
love,
manga.
It's not. It's not. It's actual
I-
literature.
Cool.
All I need is that the ending of this fight, if Beowulf wins, to be like, oh, look at that. I dealt him a blow that reduced him to nothingness.
Oh god. Unironically, you could actually have Beowulf make a "'Tis but a scratch" reference to King Arthur, if like the blood loss thing is a real thing, like of Arthur cutting his arm off or whatever, and Beowulf is like still trucking along. Like,
but a scratch. Tis but a scratch.
Yeah.
your arm's off. That's just a flesh
No, it isn't.
wound. What was that then?
Yeah, there
Come
are
on.
like chances to like go more comedic with the analysis and the actual banter between these two.
Yeah.
Which I just want it. I love this matchup so much.
Yeah, no, this
This
is
is
honestly
Yeah,
a
this
fun
is
matchup.
sick.
This is a really
Like, I
cool
think-
matchup.
I
You
think
you,
out of,
you
like-
make me want to look into these two more for sure, Steve.
Yeah.
It's just
definitely.
so
Oh, yeah.
fascinating, these stories. Like, okay, on a slight tangent, but there's one story where Arthur and Morgan Le Fay kind of make up, and then Morgan Le Fay goes, "You realize your wife's cheating on you with Lancelot, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you mean?" And she just points to a painting that Lancelot had done of him and Guinevere having a romantic night, and Arthur just loses
Of
his
course,
shit.
this is of course the OC cucks the MC.
Now
The
that's a power
OC.
move.
That's crazy.
Imagine having somebody getting a commission of somebody to make artwork of you like cheating on your best friend.
That's like Kaiba levels
Oh
of
my
pettiness.
No, that's like the frickin' Jesse's girl.
Jesse's girl.
I wish that I had Jesse's girl.
Oh, that's
The guy
Talking
wrote the
about-
song about his bandmate.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Oh.
I had no
and they
idea that was the
performed
meaning
it on
behind it.
stage.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, King Arthur versus Beowulf, very cool idea. I'm guessing probably either the same style as Heracles versus Sun Wukong, or like going like with a gritty like 3D art style and like making it as brutal as possible. I'd be down for either one.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
feel like it would. I feel like
agree.
it would have to be grittier, just because of like the nature of these two characters, and I think it would serve as like a better contrast to like the more vibrant, I guess.
The fantastical side
Yeah,
of mythology.
The fantasy side of mythology. Yeah.
There you go. All right. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling a little crazy, a little kooky,
Yes.
a little
Yes.
Yeah.
shortly.
FTS
Go ahead.
Matchmakers
Oh,
It's
there we go.
mine.
This is a flip matchup.
Most. Oh
What is
no.
that?
Oh
Here it
no.
comes.
Oh no.
Short.
Oh.
Buffle!
Oh.
Yeah.
The moment you said chortly was the moment I.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
This one.
Okay.
My first ever video game villain.
Really?
Whoa. Love it.
Awful versus Spam.
All right. Time to
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
time to let the thing.
Okay. Now.
So you want to be Big Fury?
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to
So-
be a hero, kid?
Fawful versus Spampton G. Spampton. This is one of those matchups that it's kind of one of my favorite types of matchups. Is one that connects to my childhood and present simultaneously.
Ooh.
Like, I think one of my first Mario games was Superstar Saga. So I got super invested in that, and just like the story of it, it was goofy, it was fun. That last boss kicked my ass repeatedly because they start you with 1 health every time.
It's so brutal. They even do that in
Yep.
the remake.
And then like
Yeah.
and then like the sequel game, Partners in Time, I was just going through that. And then I found Fawful selling beans in the sewers. I had no idea he was still alive after it looked like he exploded after being launched out of the Bowser's castle.
Oh,
And
it's
then,
Mario
like,
logic.
He was talking to Baby Mario and Baby Luigi because he didn't recognize him. He was talking about how he was gonna have a resurgence. And then come Bowser's Inside Story. He's back. He's completely taken over the world. He's effectively incapacitated Mario and Luigi and Bowser. He's gotten like all of Bowser's minions under his control. He's completely infected every single thing, and all he has to do is get this dark relic from the basement of Peach's castle to make himself all powerful, and he gets it. And this is the little green twerp that can't say a single proper sentence.
It is
And
so
just like
beautiful.
him becoming a genuine threat was enthralling to me as a boy. And pause here. And then like, of course, as soon as I started getting into Death Battle as I was growing up, I genuinely wanted to do one for Fawful because my love language is death matches, as we made clear. And the first one, I think this might be the second one I've ever written. And keep in mind, this was before I ever before I ever knew how to make good matchups. Like, it was, the connections were terrible. I just did this because I liked it. And like, my first matchup that I wrote for Fawful was Fawful versus Sans from Undertale. I think the Death Battle fan and wiki still has the fight that I wrote for it.
Oh, dude, we gotta find that thing. We got.
I will find it.
Find it now.
We gotta do
I'll post it in the chat.
We gotta do a live reading of it one of these
Yep.
days.
Oh, I would love
yeah.
that. Here you go.
A live trash.
Oh wow, there it is.
Ooh.
Yep. I even
Yes.
made that little art piece there. Okay, so yes. And like I said, this one was one of my first ones that I ever wrote, so Fawful. I've been looking for a great Fawful matchup forever. Then Deltarune Chapter 2 comes out. and I immediately get attached to that little jerk Spamton. He comes out of nowhere. It's so random. He is just like, hey, I'm going to talk weird at you and force you into a battle where you have to make deals and don't make deals, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And, like, the first time I played Chapter 2, I didn't do anything else with that. I just thought Spamton was a weird little add-on. Then I played it again, and I actually did the quest where Spamton asks you to go into the basement. And then I did that, and then the frickin' boss battle where he gets Mettaton Neo's MS Paint body and fights you on a roller coaster, which was hype. And then, of course, I go online to look at lore, as one does. And the rabbit hole on that is so incredibly deep, and, like, Spamton's lore genuinely gets, like, super dark. Like, he was just an obsessed businessman who was slowly losing everything. His life, his sanity, as we've seen in Chapter 3, his ex. And then he just, like, completely loses his mind and is obsessed with freedom. And, like, he gets corrupted by a shadow crystal, and, like, apparently he was thrown into that acid pool that Queen has, which made him look like that, because apparently he looked semi-normal beforehand. Because, like, like I said, the lore rabbit hole goes deep for Deltarune. And then I saw, like, I forget what it was. I think I saw, like, a music cover. I'm like, oh, Fall versus Spamton, that's crazy. And then I started thinking, the connections are there. There are very many connections. There are very specific connections, as you can see here in this little list here. Short black-haired weirdos. Unique colorful glasses. Wide perma smile. Bizarre entertaining speech patterns. Dark yet despite their comedic appearances. Both worked for Kekletta and the Queen. Both were abandoned by the women, became underground merchants. Both wanted to get an artifact in a castle basement. Both manipulated the heroes to get it. Both have the ability to become the final boss of their specific chapters, because, like, even if you don't get it in the weird route of Deltarune, Spamton becomes the final boss.
Oh, cool.
And then my favorite is both are ultimately defeated by a 3-person team of a dialogueless hero, their meeker, green-wearing brotherly sidekick, and a rude lizard bully.
Wow.
That is
Like,
wildly specific.
that is so incredibly
yeah.
specific, and, like, that was just incredibly connection. And then, like, this is, I know Carrick said a bunch of times, Soldier versus Sarge's dialogue writes itself. This does as well. There's so much, like, wacky, nigh incomprehensible banter that can go on here. Like, Fawful's English and over-explaining, and then Spamton's weird little pop-up ad style dialogue.
Oh God, I really hope that if they ever use Spamton on the show, that they really lean into that the same way the gaming plush battles have, and, like, they use, like, they maybe use dialogue and voice clips from past death battle episodes of, like, other combatants to, like, get across some of his dialogue, like, intermittently with his normal voice. God, like, I'm sure, like, you could, like, come up with so many deep cuts there, and, like, have like a multiple Leonardo DiCaprio moments of pointing at the screen.
Just like, yeah, the Wojak moments. And like, as for the actual battle, it strikes me the longer I think about it, this wouldn't work for Death Battle, because, like, the logistics of it are weird with, like, the whole Dark World and everything, and, like, I don't know how Deltarune's scaling works at all, because, like, it's weird, and the game's not complete yet, so we don't really get the lore of it all, but, like, this is one of those ones that I think would be good as just a fight.
Okay.
Like, no scaling, no, like, measuring feats. I want this to be insane.
Okay, cool.
Like,
Okay.
and, like, this is, and it's one of those ones that, like, it starts off cute and quirky, like, they're doing their weird dialogue banter back and forth, they're shooting their wacky attacks at each other, and then it slowly corrupts it gets darker. It gets more violent. It gets more insane. Like, whatever backing track they have slowly starts to get just like, it starts to speed up and get corrupted and get like more menacing and malicious as like they slowly grow just more crazy. Because like Spamton's, like, I've seen plenty of things where like Spamton Neo is depicted as just this realistically creepy puppet-looking abomination that's like moving jerkily, and like it's like you don't know how scary it is until you see it from Chris's point of view.
Oh, I already see the connections with like Dark Fawful.
Yeah,
With his
but
spider
Dark
form.
Fawful, and then like the Dark Fawful core, like little bug thing, as it like it's against the big Spamton full screen attack. So it's just, there's so many cool places I think this could go.
You know what? Honestly,
Oh,
Flip. I'm gonna see if I can like next time I talk to Patrick Gaming Plush. I'll see if I can pitch this like idea to him and like
me
and
as
try.
Fawful.
I
want
was
to
gonna
be
say.
Fawful for this.
I was gonna say
yeah.
I was like you could get Flip back as Fawful because
Please,
he played
that
you know
would be so
you know
fun.
he can rap well. He was in
Yep.
your most popular battle.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I-
that was still so fun.
Oh,
And,
let me
yeah.
see if that's still actually his most popular battle real quick. I wonder if
It's up there.
I forget if that's been overtaken or not.
That was my first rap battle roll too, and I just
Oh, yeah,
did
no,
it
it-
on a whim.
Okay, not only is it his most popular one, it's his only one to be over 1 million views. Jebel versus Bill Cipher.
Okay.
Hey.
Wow.
So like it's
Nice.
not even close. It's by far his most popular
Heck yeah.
one.
Hey,
Good on it.
That's
Congratulations,
pretty cool.
my guy.
Yeah,
That's
congrats,
really cool.
Gaming Plush.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this is just, I so want this to happen, and I want it to be as crazy as I'm picturing in my head.
Dude, because like I've been very on the record about this in the past. Bowser's Inside Story is one of the first video games I've ever played. Like, because the DS was my childhood console, so that and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon are like really big proponents of my childhood.
Yes.
Yeah, and so as you can imagine,
those were my first Game Boy games.
yes, but like I started with the DS, so I was introduced to Fawful in Bowser's Inside Story. So I had I had no idea who this guy was. Like he just kind of like came into the view, and I was like, man, this guy's crazy. Like he immediately took out Bowser, and like now he's just like doing all this stuff. Like whoa, like what is this guy's deal? And then I played it. And then I played it essentially backwards. I went back and played Superstar Saga finally, and well, actually no, I think I played Partners in Time before Superstar Saga, because I got Partners in Time for DS, and I found Fawful in the pipe system. I was like, oh wow, so he was like in this thing first. That's crazy. And then I got Superstar Saga on the 3DS, and I found out that his role there. That's what I love about Fawful. He's a villain who like earned his status. Like he earned.
He worked his way up.
Yeah. Like he
Yeah.
like started
Yeah.
from the bottom and like got way up to the top. Like it wasn't just a situation. Like as much as I love Girahim from Skyward Sword, he kind of like at the very last minute his spotlight gets stolen from Demise. And he's just a sword that doesn't get to do anything. With Fawful, he becomes a parasite living within Dark
Bowser. Yes.
Dark Bowser, yeah, and like so,
Yeah.
but he's directly still fighting alongside him, like within his like essence, and like Mario and Luigi have to kill Fawful directly in order for Bowser to shut down Dark Bowser for good.
Yeah.
So like he's still like there, like
Yeah.
fighting the bad fight as much as he can, and it is such an awesome battle and really scary too, especially that final
My
like
God,
suicide movie does.
The theme in the final grand finale, whatever you call it, that hits so hard still.
Yeah.
Yoko
One of my
Shimomura
favorite
is
pieces of gaming
yeah.
music ever.
Yoko
Ever.
Shimomura is like unmatched when it comes to composition for video game music. She's amazing.
And that's
Even
what
when
I've heard so many great remixes of that too. Like, if you want to check out like The Noble Demon, they do great video game remix stuff.
But definitely check out Game Metal. The
Oh,
guy,
absolutely. Check out
Absolutely.
Game Metal.
Johnny
The guy-
Atma.
the guy
Johnny
who
Atma.
helped out on Falcon versus Cage.
No, I thought
Oh,
that was
right,
Rich
yeah.
No, it was
Hot.
Ghost Rider
He
versus
did Ghost
Lobo.
Rider Lobo.
That was Rich
Oh
Shot.
yeah,
Shit!
yeah.
You're right.
Which seems
Shit!
it seems backwards, doesn't it? Like
I
you'd
fucked it.
think the video game guy would work on the video game episode.
Well, there you go. That's my excuse for being
Yeah,
wrong.
I guess.
But anyway, yeah. Back
yeah-
to this.
I will never forgive the 3DS remake for ruining the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's unfortunate. Though I will say, like, I had the DS version. Bowser's Inside Story was also my first Mario RPG I played, though I played like multiple games before since. So like even after I beat the final boss, I just did not save over the file because I wanted to relive it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that.
Oh yeah.
Because like I
Absolutely,
was
yeah.
putting up such a fight against like I was struggling so hard against that as a kid, and like actually winning finally felt really good that I just wanted to relive it again.
Yeah.
Like that end credits. Like I think Bowser's Inside Story was legit the first like real game I ever beat, and so like, cause like, before I actually bought it, I used to. My grandparents would like rent it for me from a Blockbuster video store, and I would like play it for a
Really?
week on like trial, and I'd have to return it back. I was like, oh man, I gotta get as far as I can each time. And eventually my grandparents were like, you know, we could just like buy it for you and you could have it forever. And I was like, what? That's a thing you could do?
You
What
can
a thing.
Like,
You can
thing you
own
can do.
video games?
like I never.
Or my moment was with Mario Power Tennis for that.
Oh, good
For me,
pick.
it
The
was
idea-
In fact,
Mario
I
and
still
Sonic
have
at
it
the
in a
Olympic
Blockbuster
Games.
box, by the way.
Olympic Games, hell yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
it was 2012 Olympic Games for Mario Sonic.
Because like the idea of that was unheard of for me, especially because like the first time I played it wasn't even on my DS. I was at like a kid's birthday party and somebody like had it,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they showed it off to me, and I was like, whoa, you could like do like button presses and like I could play as Bowser. This is crazy.
I get the push button.
Even though I didn't really know, I only like knew the characters, like the imagery of them. I had never actually played a Mario game before, but it was still,
Yeah.
it still had that effect on me. Be like, I can play as Bowser, but in the back of my mind, I was like, who is Bowser?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, yeah, Fawful, I love him so much. And from what I've seen of Spamton as well, he is a very fun, like, creative sort of guy to play around with in like a lot of fan-made things. Especially
Yeah, like if you get a chance, look up like the lore breakdown because it gets really dark. And like
Mario
there's
RPG versus like Deltarune also just feels like a weirdly natural combination.
yeah,
It
yeah.
really
Yeah.
does.
But yeah, they are both RPGs, so like that. All right, they already have that connected tissue.
Quirky RPGs to be exact.
Quirky RPGs, yeah.
Very quirky.
And like
yeah.
one
Oh
of
my
one of Spamton's big things is he does have a connection to the main character Chris, because like both are technically being puppeted by forces out of their control. Like Spamton still has his strings and he's still under the control of something. Chris has the soul that we play as that literally pilots them around. So
Oh, I see
like
where you're going with this.
Spamton can recognize that Chris is similar to him, so he tries to appeal to that. And even afterward, when Susie asks if Chris is all right, if we say no, Chris shouts it out. But if we say yes, Chris is just like, yes, I'm fine.
Oh wow.
Like Susie calls it out, like, I'm not gonna believe you're fine if you say it so strained like that. And I could see this, I could actually see something similar happening in this battle. Like, Spamton could recognize that Fawful and the Dark Star are linked. So,
Yeah.
Spamton thinks that Fawful's under the control of the Dark Star. But I think that would be an awesome reveal, where Fawful's like, you fool, I am in control.
Oh, I thought you were
Just
gonna say
like-
something else.
Fawful is in control.
Who would you? How would you want the battle to end? Like, what kind of finisher do you have in mind?
I have no idea how it would end. Just like there's so many options I could see, like the puppet strings getting cut and then like Spamton's just limp puppet form getting obliterated, or like Fawful being just completely having his like, because Fawful does self-destruct in the end of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
So I could see him like trying to pull that, but Spampton just like, I don't know, find some wacky, glitchy workaround to avoid it.
That's a really scary moment because like you have to button mash like hell to make sure Mario and Luigi don't get sucked into a black hole and like get like they won't live for like the end of the game or whatever.
Yeah. It's just like I think Fawful exploding was the thing that knocked Mario and Luigi out of Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think so.
They got that.
Yeah.
That black star is a really crazy MacGuffin.
Mm-hmm. The Dark Star is.
The Dark
just,
Star.
like,
Yeah, Dark Star.
It's So yeah, this is just kinda. This is my still most wanted.
Hey.
Like
Very
I think like this is my most wanted fight. I'll say that this is my most wanted fight, not my most wanted episode of Death Battle.
I totally understand like your logic there.
Because that's still Spectre versus Mojo. I can't.
Oh,
that's my most wanted fight in Death Battle. I want to see that.
That's fair.
I did a debate on Fan Battle Cast, and it was so close. Like that, the actual debate it was literally like 2-3. Like it was just.
Damn.
And like the debate was, it went back and forth repeatedly. So I was just like, okay, I'm really enjoying this now. But yeah, this still, I want to see this fight. I don't care if it's a death battle, a rap battle. I want to see these two interact.
Yeah.
Fair.
That is entirely
Anyways, like you brought up ideas for ending. I don't know much about like ideas for an ending, but I do have an idea for like escalation. It would take inspiration from this one animation I watched way back in the day. I'm not sure if any of you remember like a day with Bowser Jr.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. So I can just get right into it. Like, Waffle goes from like being like all peppy and like I have turtles, and but then by the time we get to the climax, he's like venomous, like I have fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My personal headcanon voice for Fawful is like a high-pitched engine.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Just like Igor on helium.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess I gotta check out A Day with Bowser Jr. now.
Yeah.
It's very much relevant like this time.
It was like
it's
a product of
its time.
Fawful is actually, yeah, it is. But like Fawful the Fawful episode is genuinely like really, really good. And it's not like crass or anything. Like it is generally pretty wholesome. It's just like
From what I've seen, it looks like a pretty like nice, wholesome animation.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like it's generally fun. Like it's not one of those edgy Mario parodies. It's like a Mario parody in the sense like except for the closest being that like yes, Bowser and Peach did do it, but they don't go over like the full extent of it. They just said yes, Peach is their mother technically, but that's it. They don't go any deeper than that.
And even then, once we get to like the Fawful arc of that series, they kind of like it's not really like a part of the series anymore, if anything. So like you could argue that it was like retconned out.
It never happened to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I'm still waiting for episode 4 though.
Oh shit! His most recent video was 2 weeks ago. Wow.
What?
Really?
What?
Hang on.
Wait.
Wait.
Hang on.
Wait. Was
I
it
gotta check
actually
this
like
out
A
now.
Day with Bowser Jr.?
It's something called Jubilog.
Oh, I think that's his original cartoon.
He probably.
Huh. It seems like Rise of Fawful is only 3 parts.
Yeah.
It's
like
it is 3 parts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I might check that out then.
I don't know why. The way the animation was done, at least for some of the characters, like I don't know, I liked it. Bowser Jr.'s was questionable, but besides that, everyone else's model was good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I at least understand what they were doing with Bowser Jr.'s model. Like, they wanted to, like, stay true to, like, the funny, cheap 2D designs of the characters and, like, translate it to 3D. Like, and yeah, Junior's is probably the one that translated the weirdest, but, like, I found that charming. I personally found that charming when viewing it from that angle.
I get that. All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
You should.
Closing thoughts. This is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
You should too.
And you smell like one too. Yay! well, I love this thumbnail, by the way. I love it.
By the way, also
yeah,
hand drawn by me.
Good job.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah,
Nice.
we got some
hand
numbers
drawn.
on this call.
I still have the original like art of Spamton and Fawful somewhere on my computer. I'll post them in the chat when I find them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same with Gamma Screams.
Cool.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Let's see. So for this next one, this is a matchup that has been getting a lot of recent notoriety, particularly within our group, and we've been talking about wanting to go in depth on it for a while. And this definitely feels like the best place to do it because of
I
how
think
much
I know
we have
what
to
it
say about
is.
it.
It's
So-
Behemoths, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Behemoths.
I mean,
I
it's
don't-
process of elimination.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Not the one I was
Okay.
thinking, but I think
Yeah,
it's still
that was the
Behemoths.
one I was thinking.
Yeah,
It was-
I mean, it's process of elimination. Like
It was Behemoths. That's right. It's time to talk about Death the Kid versus Shoto Todoroki.
My favorite character from My Hero Academia.
It's time for another bit of a redemption here, as well as a chance to talk about Soul Eater again.
Shoto
yeah,
needs
literally.
Hell
We
yeah.
can't stop talking about Soul Eater.
So that
Never.
was the,
I can.
that
Well-
was the question that I was gonna ask you, Jonathan, before the recording. Where are you in My Hero?
I watched Heroes Rising a few days ago, and I'm in season 6.
You're in season. Okay, so I need to kind of go into like a pretty big spoiler for Todoroki to really get across the matchup.
I will go to
I'm
the
a-
bathroom right now.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
And I
Well,
actually am just on to like a big part of Shoto's like part in the final war on season 7. So.
oh well, then
I'm
you
good.
already know like the
Yeah,
the big
You
twist
you
that
know,
we're
you know,
talking
you're
about.
good, you're good.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
I've been keeping him on track with My Hero.
Okay, so Death the Kid versus Shoto Todoroki. You look at this pairing and you kind of question like, well, why is this a pairing? Like these two feel a bit like odd for one another. Like, but it, like, or yeah, I would say like yeah, they look a bit odd for each other because you have like Death the Kid like the OCD-esque perfectionist kid from Soul Eater
yeah.
versus like the very like heavy traumatic Fire and Ice kid from My Hero. It's like what do these two really have in common? But when you really dig into like the stories for these two characters, there is a lot of very like surprising similarities between the two. Both of these two characters are they are the quote unquote successors of well-renowned figures in their respective worlds, with Todoroki being the son, the chosen son that will take up Endeavor, the number 2 hero's legacy, and then Death the Kid being the son of Shinigami or Lord Death, which in and of itself, like that's already like you're already getting there with like in terms of like in terms of like what these characters represent in their respective universes, like it's doing pretty good. And there's a little bit of a contrast at first, like in the beginning of both of their series, where Todoroki outright just like hates his father because of everything that he did to their family. Meanwhile, Death the Kid has nothing but utmost respect and love for his father. And as the series progresses, they uncover more and more about their father's legacy that makes them kind of shift their perspectives a bit about like how they always viewed their fathers, where Todoroki almost kind of growing to appreciate his father, meanwhile Death the Kid acknowledging that, hey, maybe my father wasn't perfect, he had his flaws. And all of this and like a big theme, and like I would say then like a big theme of like both of these two characters is then like carving their own legacies, because Todoroki, because obviously, like, with early My Hero, Todoroki's whole thing was that he wanted to, like, completely ignore, like, the side of him that, like, was emblematic of his father. But then he realized, with the help of Deku, that, his father's side didn't define who he was, and thus he decides to carve his own legacy as a hero by using both the fire and ice side of him. And, Death the Kid, pretty much also, like, by the end of Soul Eater, also striving to make a world where the the current structure of it, like the whole Death Weapon Meister Academy versus witches thing, would no longer be a thing. He will finally bring peace between both of these two sides. And sorry, was someone gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that that's why he said like there was the significance of Soul being the last official death weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's one of the reasons why Death the Kid is like one of my favorite characters, because that scene was just so freaking good in the manga, and it's why the anime pisses me off because we never get kids development. Oh. But
at least we get the 3 rings out of nowhere, even though that wasn't set up.
That wasn't even like a thing like ever like specified in the anime. But yeah, and then all finally comes to a head where the final battles of their respective series is Todoroki and Death the Kid basically are pretty much fighting their older evil brothers, with Death the Kid having to fight Asura, the not Shinigami, the Kishin, who big twist is actually the half of Shinigami that was split off from Shinigami that is emblematic of Lord Death's like fears and like anxieties, and Kid being the other half that like represents Shinigami's good side, and then
like
Todoroki's
sense of order.
Yeah, like a sense of order. And then Todoroki's final challenge being facing off against his evil brother, which turns out to be Dabi, or Toya Todoroki, the first ever son of Endeavor, which was everyone believed to be, killed. And yeah, it's just like all in all, like when you combine like what these two characters started out as, their growth throughout their series, and like what their final challenge will end up being, I just think it works so well. Like it is such like a perfect summation of like these two characters and why like they're some of the strongest aspects of their respective series. Like I already just said that like Death the Kid, he's probably my favorite Soul Eater character because I just really like his character and like the growth he has. But Todoroki and the whole like drama behind like his family is also arguably one of the strongest aspects of My Hero storytelling. So it's nice to have like a matchup for both of these characters that really gets what I love about these two.
Yeah, it's such a natural theme that you can immediately grasp, like the moment, because like when you see these two right away, you're like, huh, that feels kind of random. But then like when you think about it for a second, it immediately clicks. Like we saw that on when Ben looked at this on Galaxy Banter, he was immediately like, yeah, no, I totally get why this is on here. This makes a lot of sense, especially since they had just like done Ruby versus Maka, so they would probably be very familiar with that.
The Soul Eater
happen to know a
was...
lot of Soul Eater My Hero.
Really good timing.
Was current.
And
really good timing on like mine, because I was the one who submitted it to Galaxy Banner.
So besides the obvious fact that Moro seems to have a monopoly on the My Hero fights on this show, the fact of the matter is these two have such different movesets that a lot of the exciting like potential of the battle comes from thinking about how they would play off each other. One of my favorite things to think about is them using the ice physics a lot and creating a bunch of constructs, and meanwhile Kid is on his skateboard and using it like a half pipe rink, almost like almost like the climax to Scooby-Doo 2, where he's using the hydrogen, the fire hydrant.
The biggest thing I can see is like, Death the Kid is going to be pissed at Shoto's asymmetricality.
That's why the fight would start, at least, because it's going to be like, why doesn't your hair match? And then
like why do you have one scar on the side of your face but not the other side?
Why do you have different color eyes?
Yeah, you must come with me immediately so I can fix this obscene display. And then Todoroki's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. And he immediately shoots an ice glacier off at him or something. I would love it if Lizard Patty was like, do we have to fight him? He's kind of cute.
Yes, and you see, and that's also like you mentioned,
Liz
like
would absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she would totally sim for Todoroki. You kidding me?
Yep.
Like almost every female character in My Hero like kind of does that.
Like that's such an obvious interaction.
You mentioned also like the difference in power sets, and yet I would say when it like even though like their power sets are like very different in the sense of like, you know, one uses fire and ice, the other uses like two like dual pistols, I really love this the sense of duality that also is emblematic of why this matchup really works when it just comes to their power sets. Because when it comes to like how these two characters fight in universe, they like Kid has a very strict rule with him, or a very strict rule just in general, where it's like, if he does not have, if he only has one of his guns, if he's missing either Liz or Patty, he'll just refuse to use his weapons. He only will use them if he has both at the same time. And the same vein as Todoroki, he can overuse either his fire or ice abilities without without either starting to freeze his body or like overheat his body.
Mm-hmm. Like he's got to compensate for it.
Yeah, he needs to have both to balance it out. And then what makes it, and then like I think like this is also just like a really good like not even like a detail, but like a really cool thing they could do with the fight is that really showcasing how their ultimate powers, like their ultimate powers are pretty much like that perfect unity of the perfect unity of like who they are. So like Death the Kid's like whole like 3 lines of Sanzu, like connecting the lines on his hair, thus like unlocking his full power as a Shinigami. And then Todoroki's final power that he gets by the end of the series is perfectly combining his ice and fire quirks to make Phosphor, which is like this like kind of like greenish like flame coming out of his chest that like makes his fire and ice like way more effective. I think it just like, it's just so much about this fight, like thematically, just like it fits so well, like from the stories to the power sets, like it just works so well.
Is Todoroki able to fly with his fire?
I don't recall if he can.
No.
He doesn't.
I don't think it works.
I don't think he does.
Okay,
because all the other times he does quote unquote fly, he has help from someone else.
So yeah, I'm trying to imagine like what, because like when the 3 lines connect, Kid gains the ability to fly. So I'm curious how that would play out in like changing the fight dynamic of how Todoroki would sort of counteract that, because like, you know, flying versus non-flying battles can be a tricky thing to get right.
I mean, just have like the glaciers, he uses the ice to
Yeah.
use them up high.
I was gonna say, yeah, he'll just like create ice glaciers to like slide across and stuff.
Make some platforms for himself. Gotcha.
Like ice and his power set is definitely versatile enough to where he can play off of death when Kid gets the 3 rings connected.
I do love the idea of this battle sort of incorporating their character arcs into it with because like the super forms that they both get at the end of their series, that ultimately that's what they symbolize how far they've come as people. And so I like the idea of seeing that translated into the fight, which, you know, can be a tricky thing to do in like a 3 to 4 minute animation, but like we've seen like how well done that can be, and it would be awesome to see them sort of like coming to an understanding with each other, and like using that, being like going all out towards the end as a sign of respect for each other too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It writes itself. It writes itself. Like it's such a perfectly like, it could be such a perfectly realized like animation if like done correctly. And like I think it goes without saying that like everyone in this call thinks that Todoroki needs that run back, because Zuko Todoroki.
Yeah, probably.
Wrong place,
Even
wrong
though,
time.
ironically, Todoroki was like one of the only not bad aspects of that episode.
Let's just say
It's more Zuko who got done.
Let's just say I wrote some of my favorite jokes in my season 7 review when talking about that episode. I'm very excited to show that off.
Ooh, goody.
Ooh boy.
But yeah, Todoroki, I think like even if that episode wasn't as bad as it was, I think the fact of the matter is that it was done at a time and where like Todoroki, I feel like his story wasn't complete. And I feel like now that his story is complete, I think that's more of enough of a justification to bring him back to Death Battle, because now it feels like we have like, his beginning, middle, and end, and like the power set as it evolved, it feels like it's complete enough to where like now if you do an episode, it won't feel like kind of awkward, like what Zuko versus Todoroki was. And then Death the Kid, it's like, I mean, we finally got Ruby versus Maka. Why stop there? Why would we stop there? For
Why
solely
stop
episodes?
now?
Part of me
Come
does
on,
wonder.
let's keep bringing in Soul Eater.
They
Literally.
they didn't like say Death the Kid's name out loud. So part of me wonders if like could they possibly be saving that for a future episode?
I mean,
That's-
also,
okay, that's just coping. Come on.
No. And you know what? I'll add on to that.
Mhm.
I'll add on to that. They didn't reveal the big twist about Asura being Kid's brother. So, you know.
True.
So, you know, even
Thinking.
more stuff to add on to the eventual Kid
Okay,
episode.
okay, I see.
Also,
I see you.
before this one, a lot of people said Death the Kid versus Panty and Stocking, or just
Or
Stocking.
even. Yeah.
Most-
Yeah, stocking.
Most,
Yeah.
well, I've also seen some people say 2, so it could be like a 2v3, because
Oh yeah, because the guns are alive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically purely an aesthetic matchup with that one. There's not I when I've seen Penny and Stocking, I was like, this doesn't really scream Death the Kid to me that much, other than the fact
It
that
really doesn't.
they're
yeah.
both like obsessed with a
that's
specific
fair.
thing. He's obsessed with symmetry, she's obsessed with sweets, but like it.
Yeah, and like outside of that, like there's not really much else like connective tissue between these two.
Yeah, this one has like a lot of thematic richness to it, which is like making us geek out a lot over them. And plus, the fact of the matter is, I feel like Soul Eater and My Hero have relatively similar scaling when it comes to like comparing their worlds. So I feel like there's plenty of debate to be had on who would actually win here.
Unless if you want to bring Fire Force into the mix, but
Well,
Fire
no,
Force
no.
Fire Force doesn't matter. Fire Force
Yeah,
doesn't
Soul
matter.
Eater does not get Fire Force scaling.
Okay.
I know. Fire Force scaling is cringe anyway.
But yeah, I was.
But
gonna
they
say
do get the moon at least.
The high end that Maka was given in Ruby versus Maka, My Hero stats, from what I recall, can also be argued at like a similar degree. And
Really?
yeah, it can.
Yeah.
I think there's been like some like country to
too
continent
surprised about
level like high ends from My Hero. So like it's relatively, you can get them like relatively similar in AP. And then speed wise, there's also like a good handful of like light speed like feats in My Hero. So it's also like pretty close in terms of speed as well. So all in all, it's actually a pretty decently debatable matchup to where like I could imagine it going either way.
I'd love to see another battle where the stats are relatively unimportant and it comes down to more like the finer details, like say how long their super forms last, or like who has better like martial arts experience, or like whose powers would be a better counter towards the other, that kind of thing. And like
who would have the options to outlast the other?
Would it being a 3v1 have any effect on the matter? Like the fact that Kid has Liz and Patty sort of helping him out, as opposed to Todoroki, who's going to be by himself for this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean,
all in all,
Ruby Maka had a 2v1 technically.
That's exactly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but Soul didn't really like actually fight Ruby on his own.
Soul
he was
Resonance?
just like
Soul Adagio?
Well, no, like anytime you do.
Soul Adagio, that's him like fighting from. He's still within Maka, whereas Liz and Patty, they at least fight like a lot, like directly, like standing next to Death.
Right.
I'll say like there are also multiple points in Soul Eater where like Liz will just use Patty, or like Patty will use Liz. Like
I'm just imagining the start of the fight, Death the Kid is in his like stance because Todoroki's hair is not symmetrical, and Liz and Patty have to do the fighting at first.
Okay,
Oh
I
yeah,
can come
like
for the
you brought
third
up how
episode.
you brought up how Kid would point out Shoto's lack of symmetry, and then I could imagine Shoto being like, "You mean like your hair?" And then Kid just like throwing an absolute tantrum over it.
Yeah.
Just full like unloading.
set up.
The second he said, "You mean like your hair?" Just unloading the clips.
Yeah,
because you know what,
And then
Todoroki
Patty starts laughing.
Todoroki is absolutely the character that would be like he's so like he is canonically just so dense that he would say something like that.
not even as an insult. He would just say it. It's like, you mean like
He would just say it.
Just
yeah,
like very
as a-
matter of fact.
Not even like as a comeback. Just
No, it's just a matter of fact. Like, wait, you mean like your hair?
Yeah, exactly. Like just like a statement.
Yeah.
I love the fact that
that's what starts the fight.
I love the fact that we're getting John Van Dorn in on another Soul Eater episode. By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like man, I'm trying to think who would be a good voice actor then for a kid because
Get
I would
me,
say, yeah,
please.
I can do a Todd Habercorn.
Please.
Yeah, I was gonna because Todd Habercorn was like really, yeah, he was very iconic
I
for the
cannot
role.
escape him.
Yeah.
He's even in Kirby Air Riders.
How perfect would that
Yeah.
be, Steve, for me to play a Todd Habercorn character and like I would haunt your dreams?
Dog, if that gets revealed that you're voicing like Death the Kid or Natsu in like an upcoming death battle, I will lose my shit.
Well, there you go. Like,
If you voice win for like Greed versus what's Greed's popular
Greeling?
matchup? Yeah,
Gajeel.
Gajeel. No, sure, whatever. Okay,
No.
we'll go that one.
well, I guess that you said Natsu, but they got Howard Wang to play Natsu. Maybe they could get him for a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. They could do that.
Hey,
And Liz and Patty, I'm sure they would probably have fun fighting people to do a few lines for that.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely gotta get good voice actors for those two.
Especially for Patty's laugh.
Oh,
Yeah,
Let's get
Patty's
Pinkie
laugh is
Pie's
very-
VA for Patty.
It's so iconic.
Pinkie Pie. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Emily Fajardo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be.
Or well,
perfect.
Emily Fajardo played Pinky for one line in Deadpool vs. Mask. It was Brittany Latta that played her in the full episode.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit of clarification for those of you at home.
Gotta give the proper credits.
actually.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just
Educational
like,
purposes.
the climax of this fight really would just go so hard, like having Todoroki's phosphor ability versus the death as he like becomes like the like full on Shinigami. Like I just like the cool because like the fight on the moon at the end of Soul Eater. Oh, that shit is chef's kiss. Fucking awesome as
Yeah,
shit.
I would love it
True.
if Kid, like,
True.
when he goes into his Sanzu form, like, he, like, bombards Shoto and, like, launches the both of them onto the moon, and that's where the final fight takes place.
Nice.
Yeah, and then like and then also like how the anime did Todoroki like versus Dabi like with the Todoroki's phosphor. Bro, it was like that I forget what the name of the ability, the attack that he has when he uses phosphor is, but like it's so like the attack is so powerful that like it covers the entire city that they're in with like a frost. And I'm just like, imagine if they did that for like, yeah, if they did that for like the fight, like if they, like as you said, they brought the fight to the moon. If Todoroki did that, and like it wouldn't be the kill shot, I don't know, but like he does that and he covers the entire moon with ice.
I can see it definitely.
Okay, you know what? I low-key love this match.
Now I'm just picturing the moon's like completely frozen and his teeth are chattering.
Like it took me a while to get invested.
Yeah.
But, like, it took me a while to get invested, but after this, I could definitely see it now.
The moon finally frowns because he's like, oh shit, and he gets frozen.
Oh god, it's cold as fuck.
Oh, cute. He named it. Oh,
crazy.
Oh
I'm
man,
freezing my nuts off.
I just, oh god, I really want to see the banter between these two. The big thing though, of course, you gotta make sure to stay away from the Aang versus Edward trap of only having kids' dialogue be about symmetry and nothing else.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure.
Yeah.
There is so much for in the fight these two to like. I don't want to do like he's just like me, but
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Everybody glazes that moment. I hate that moment from Zuko.
He's
versus
just like
Todoroki.
me for real.
It is
me
so
too.
corny, and it goes.
I never glazed that moment. I directly criticized it in my review.
It is so corny and it goes nowhere.
He's just
like
like me.
I feel
Yeah,
like
why do you think we're making you fight?
I feel like in this matchup, if you were to do that moment, it could go somewhere when they slowly realize, wait, we're not so different.
Yeah. Perhaps I should. Perhaps I treated you. I should be treating you like a real opponent now, or something like that. You know.
Like it's like when Todoroki activates.
Having a bit more fun with it.
When Todoroki activates his phosphor, like Kid can like just start like praising Todoroki, like you perfectly combined your fire and ice powers, like something like that.
Magnificent.
Like Kid starts realizing the true symmetry of Todoroki with his powers.
Yes. Oh my god, that works
Whoa,
so
that's
well
actually
though.
really good.
Oh,
Because like
yeah.
unlike with Aang versus Ed, where it felt kind of like mean spirited, how like they kept making fun of like Ed's height, this would feel like actual like respect, and I would
Yeah.
really it would be really good, just like really cool.
Maybe you could have that be like the ender after the death, like have death respect
Just
Shoto
have
symmetry.
just have kid shave Shoto bald.
Oh my god.
What?
See, the thing is,
Okay.
you joke, but like that's honestly not unlike
Like,
what kid
There,
would
fixed.
I'm missing,
Kid has done-
I'm missing
Kid has-
something here. He'll spend like
Kid has-
3
Kid
hours
has-
shaving his hair.
He
he hawks
some
a
genuinely weird shit in the
he hawks a loogie on his eye and it makes the scar go away.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He has Patty for some makeup and it's like trying to paint over the scar.
That would be a funny gag, but then like
Yeah.
it would cut to him being like really angry and like the fire like burns it away and like they go back into the fight.
No, if you have
Fuck a
Death the
fight.
Kid-
I just want to see these two characters interact.
Aw.
That's
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
the crux of a lot of these matchups.
Just
Yeah.
wanting
Yeah.
to see them interact. I mean, yeah, because like between like kids' over the top antics and Todoroki's more like deadpan deliveries, I think it is just like a fun it's a fun kind of like contrast between these two, 100%.
Now, do you guys think this would work better in Luis's 3D style or the Moro style? Like, do we want to stay to the tradition, like the
Ooh.
recent tradition
I
of Moro doing all
know.
My Hero matchups, or
Huh.
do we want a similar thing of like Luis making unique character models for the both of them?
It's tough.
That is like.
Yeah.
Either
I
one would
think-
work.
I think like a good mix of both.
I don't know how
Yeah,
many
maybe.
3D models Soul Eater has.
But that's
Yeah,
the thing,
like-
though. I think Mako was like custom made and like
Maka's, I think, was
it's
custom
and
made.
so, Soul's
Like Hana said,
Soul's
what if they
head
just mix them?
Soul's head was
Soul's-
hand drawn.
Yeah, Soul's head was hand drawn, and then like
the
the
suit-
the
the
body
suit was
that he had.
Sanji.
Yeah, the body that he had, in the real world was, I think from like a Soul Eater Wii game, and then the outfit that he had in the Black Room was, a reskin of, a recolor of, a Sanji skin.
Sanji.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but if you had
Okay.
to ask me, I think if you asked me like a few months ago, I probably would have said Moro. I think now with Ruby versus Maka, I would want it to see. I would want to see done in like the Luis style of 3D animation, like that the way how Ruby versus Maka was done. I think I would prefer that for this matchup.
Honestly, yeah. I can see
Yeah,
that. I could
see
I
it.
especially love
Yeah.
how Ruby versus Maka was lit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the lighting
The
was
lighting
really
with the
that
good.
fire,
lighting.
the ice.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
the lighting of that fight just like captured like what I would want from a Soul Eater episode so well that I think that like if you could do the same thing for like a kid episode, mwah, I would love that.
You see, that as much as I love Weiss versus Mitsuru, when you compare the way Weiss's model looks to Ruby's model in Ruby versus Maka, it goes to show like how much of a difference dynamic lighting makes in stuff like that, and like,
9 day.
like really making the colors pop and keeping the models from feeling too bland.
Yeah. Especially since, like, I feel like with matchups, like, the matchups that did, like, Moro did do, the My Hero matchups that Moro did do with Shigaraki versus Mahito and Deku versus Miles, I feel like the style of, I guess, like, the style of, like, those fights, I think, just, like, lent itself to, like, that sort of, like, the puppet 3D style, like, I think, better. With this matchup, I don't know if I can, like, visualize it as well, like, especially when you factor in, like, all the crazy ice and fire effects. I just don't know. Like, I feel like I would trust Luis to better do that than Moro, if that makes sense.
I know I want to get some martial arts in there, like throw some of that in for like when
Yeah,
they close
absolutely.
Yeah.
because like it won't be like long range the entire time. There would be some times where they close the gaps, and it would be fun to see like how the two compare when it comes to like hand to hand, who's better in that regard. Because from what I know, I feel like they would be rather evenly matched, especially since they're both high school students essentially.
Well, doesn't Death the Kid know taijutsu or something like that?
I don't know.
Well, I think they made it a point that he knows a form of like martial arts up close.
Yeah.
So, I think like if it came down to like a hand to hand, he'd probably kick Todoroki's ass because he's very much a range fighter.
Yeah, but then like like he lands a hit on him, but Todoroki like grabs him like with his ice hand and like freezes him a little bit, and then like seeing how they react to that, maybe, and then you maybe have like either Liz or Patty like come out and free him from it and like distract Shoto or something. Like like there really is like just so many different options you could go about with how these two interact with each other.
Yeah.
And granted, I will say also like Todoroki does have like a few like close range options. Like he does know his father's technique. I think it was just a flash fire punch or something like that.
Flash fire fist.
Flash fire fist. Yeah, it's a up close punch where like he basically engulfs his fist in fire.
Crazy.
Okay.
So like, it'd be interesting if like that idea that you mentioned where it's like he uses his right hand to freeze Kid in place to make sure he doesn't move, and then he does his flash fire fist, and then just like knocks his ass away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it! I need you to attack me again, but this time I need you to burn my left hand and ice my right hand to even it out.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
What's wrong with you?
Because he would say that.
Oh,
he would absolutely. And there was a scene in Soul Eater where like he's getting tortured, like he's getting like physically tortured.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
He doesn't react to the tortured part. He reacts to the fact that like
when Gopher starts
like,
drawing on his face.
Yeah, he reacts to him being drawn on his stuff being drawn on his face, and it's not symmetrical. That's what tortures him, not the pain.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just everything about this fight. Just like it comes together so well to make something just honestly great.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited at the prospect of seeing more panel editing of Soul Eater, and we'd be able to see all of My Hero animated for the first time as well on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final season just concluded recently.
All I know
And
for
we only
sure.
Oh, sorry.
All I know for sure is that if we're doing like 2 My Hero matchups every year for a little while, let's give this one to Luis and let's just give Bakugo versus Reze tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a Bakugo. I do think a Bakugo episode. If we were to get that, I'd give that tomorrow. That was fine.
Yeah.
I will
And also get character voice Bakugo.
Please. to be fair, you could get anybody to voice Bakugo. You just have to have a lot of endurance with yelling.
Yeah.
Get the guy that was in the Rap So Petty video who voiced Bakugo.
No, but funnily enough, Bakugo and Kid are 2 of my like most wanted characters to voice in like any kind of versus animation. So if anyone other than Death Battle's listening to this,
double cast him, Death Battle.
Feel free to hit me up.
I'll bully Nebula Theater. Do it. Don't worry. I know most of the people that work on that.
If John Van Doren can do it, why can't I?
Hey. Fair.
Yeah. Fair.
Alrighty. So if you get me as Bakugo, get John as Reze.
Wait, what me? What me as Reze?
No, John. No, I mean John Van Doren as Reze.
Oh, John. Oh, Jonathan.
Okay, that makes more sense.
I would never call Jonathan John. All right, that's a step too far. No, John Van Doren,
fair.
so we could keep up the tradition of him being in every My Hero episode and every Soul Eater
You said
episode.
it so fast, I heard Jonathan.
Me too. Oh, that's amazing.
Like getting John Van Doren to voice Reze is no more insane than that tie you're wearing. It cuts to you not wearing a tie. All right, so I think we said about everything we can with this one because we all basically had something to say here. That goes to show how much we all had to get off our chest with this one.
Yeah, definitely.
And now is the moment you all have been waiting for. And yes, I can you believe it? I deliberately left mine to the very end. Who would have thunk it?
What a surprise!
I actually don't know what you're
asshole.
Yeah,
Don't worry. I promise it's a good one. I think we'll all have something to say about it.
All right.
I know it's a good one.
Trailer for
We
it?
have a trailer.
Actually, no.
Oh, okay.
I have a lead up though. Steve helped me making the thumbnail for it. He did a good job with it. It was in a previous tournament. It is for a franchise that I got into a franchise that I got into semi-recently, and another one that my roommate convinced me to get into, that I have many opinions on, but the character that I'm getting for it is one that we all can agree is like the person to rep them. So without any further ado, it's punishment time!
Let's go!
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is
All right.
I'm so
been
ready
saving-
for this.
All right,
I've been
Death.
saving this thumbnail. I haven't posted it anywhere yet. I'm proud of this shit.
It's perfectly symmetrical. I know.
As
I know.
always.
I made sort of a campaign with us voicing Mordecai and Rigby, but I do think it would be very funny if Flip was Monokuma and
To
I was
voice
Cora,
Monokuma and Cora
and I was
Sensei,
and I was Cora
absolutely.
Sensei. Yeah. So yeah, Monokuma,
I'm so down.
the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, versus Koro Sensei, the teacher of Class E. I believe it's Class E, right?
Yes. Class.
Yeah, Class E.
Yeah, I think it's classy.
One promotes killing within the schools, and the other promotes everyone trying to kill him, which is a very, very fun dichotomy of like, one is like only posing as a headmaster and is like just like getting off on seeing all the violence ensue, but the other is a legitimate teacher and is like actually great at doing it, and is like he's like there for all the kids, like listens to them and helps them out and like helps tutor them, while at the same time encouraging them to try to kill him, which is such a fun premise for a show, and they do so many fun things with that. Like I love these two so much. Like, okay, so like Monokuma is the ultimate like love to hate kind of villain, because he is just so over the top, in your face, loves violence and like relishes in it, and like if somebody is crying, like he's gonna be laughing in the background, like because like that's just the kind of thing that gives him the most warmest of feelings, the greatest of thoughts. He would go to bed listening to somebody read The Art of War, or just like some sort of like horrifying battlefield music. Like that's the thing that like helps him go to sleep at night.
He just goes to sleep listening to freaking War and Peace.
Yeah, like the Hell March song.
Part kind of sucks, but I love the other bit.
And then, meanwhile, you got Koro Sensei. By far my favorite Sunny Straight role. He does such a good job as him, and it is one of those characters where he is OP to a fault, and that is the entire charm of the character. Like seeing like the lengths they go to and just showing off what his speed is capable of, like him teaching multiple people at once, or like having like multiple like Koro Senseis take up spaces all at the same time doing different things. And the best part is that it feels like a show that was made specifically for Death Battle, because the main character Nagisa keeps a notebook of all of Koro Sensei's like weaknesses and like the stipulations of his powers and what they mean. And I'm just imagining now, like when they're doing the analysis for Koro Sensei, of having that be one of the like bullet checklists, like them giving off like some of the highlights from that notebook, because it is legitimately important to keep in mind, because it's the ultimate battle of attrition at the end of the day. Because like Koro Sensei, like, is he able to take out a shit ton of Monokuma robots and like make his way around it before essentially melting or blowing up? And
I mean, I think Monokuma has like, what was it, like 10 to the something power amount of him?
I think, well, here's the thing. Monokuma is an interesting case, because technically he is from multiple games, but only one of them is like quote unquote like canon per se, because you got like the shit with if it being a video game or a simulation, like you have to like kind of narrow down on like the nitty gritty, like what he himself is able to do in the real world. And unfortunately,
I think V3 has like Mother Kuma.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah,
V3 has multiple Monokumas.
There's a lot of Kumas, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's all the variants that are in the Super Despair Girls.
Unfortunately, yes, you do have to talk about Ultra Despair Girls for this
It's the
debate.
one problem with this matchup. The one thing.
Luckily, you don't have to
They
talk.
can glance over it pretty quickly.
Luckily, you don't have to talk about the
Here's all the
story.
other shit Monokuma can do. Let's move on.
Because that's ultimately why Monokuma is the best character to represent Danganronpa in Death Battle, because Eventually one of these days, Steve and I are gonna have a whole discussion about Danganronpa as a franchise. It is the most love it or hate it like thing out there, especially when it comes to the characters themselves and just like how weird and like borderline criminal some of them are. But meanwhile, you got Monokuma, who is essentially impossible to hate because he's the villain and he's there to be like the bad guy that you're supposed to like not be on the side of, but like he's just a silly little guy being
He's
there.
so
to,
entertaining, you can't hate him.
Like that's why he makes the most sense to represent the franchise, because it's like, who are you gonna piss off like getting him on the show? Because like if you did say like Toko and Kamaru versus Murder Drones, you'd probably have some people cringing over having to talk about the UDG storyline, or people saying that Murder Drones is too confusing to be on the show. Or
people saying that Toko's thing isn't how DID works.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But you don't have to worry about that with Monokuma, because he's just a robot bear, and robot bears don't exist in real life, at least not to his extent.
He's just a robot bear with no redeeming qualities. You gotta love it.
Robot bears exist in real life. It's called Freddy Fazbear. No,
Plus, it's also win-win. If Monokuma wins his matchup, everyone's like, oh, well, he would probably do something funny, and everyone's like, oh, laugh. Monokuma loses, everyone still celebrates.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with it being Koro Sensei. And with this battle in particular, I've seen a lot of like headcanons about it possibly having a Bill versus Discord sort of ending if Monokuma were to win, where it's
yeah, they did that on Fan Battle, I
think. Yeah, and where like even though Koro Sensei dies, like he still like finds a way to save his students from being killed by Monokuma. So like, you know, loses the battle but wins the war sort of thing. But interestingly enough, after that episode came out, the debate started to shift a little bit into Koro Sensei's favor, especially when that Death Battle cast happened.
Yes, the Imaginary Axis came on, and he fucking batted the hell for Koro Sensei, like bringing out like
1,000. He was batting 1,000.
Yeah, he was batting more than the baseballs that hit Leon.
He was the baseballs. Wait, or it was bad. Whatever.
Like he was batting more baseballs than the amount of baseballs that hit Leon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, like he was bringing out like a bunch of arguments, being like, "Oh, Koro Sensei is like he's like as powerful as like nuclear weapons and shit," and like possible like faster than light arguments of like kicking up dirt faster than like lasers and shit. It's
wow.
Yeah. It's actually kind of crazy how like that one cast kind of shifted how people view this matchup, because like now even like I'm pretty sure like people have gone on record saying that like it's kind of a 50-50, like there's no like definitive answer now.
And yeah, you also have to wonder, does Junko play a part in this one at all? Like do we see her show up at all, like controlling Monokuma? And does Koro Sensei eventually like find out her secret location or whatever?
I mean, there are a lot of different controllers of Monokuma.
And clearly if Junko is going to be controlling this Monokuma as a byproduct of her battle with Springtrap.
Jeez.
Go in the corner.
Come on.
You know what?
Kneecaps.
I just thought of something fun.
No, Junko versus Perona is better. Who said that?
Oh shit.
Must have been the wind.
That was weird. The wind is saying a lot of weird opinions today. I don't quite appreciate its attitude.
Crazy.
Mother Nature just really has some strong takes.
Yeah. I just thought of something fun. Like, you know how Koro Sensei has an affinity for punishing people by like like massaging them or like doing their cuticles or like dressing them up, but like he's doing it so fast that it causes the person to be like completely winded or whatever. Well, there's a way like you could keep him in character here, because it's like if he like came face to face with Junko, would he like kill her, like knowing like his personality and stuff? Well, here's the solution. It's Monokuma versus Koro Sensei. So what you could do is have him like destroy the source of the Monokumas like that's controlling them all, and then like have him do like a similar thing that he did to Irina Jelovic in like the episode that she was introduced in, and like like having him tie her up and stuff, and like write a bunch of Sharpie on her to be like, hey, police come get me or whatever, like tying her to a flagpole or something, and like that would be a way to like have him like stay in character without, but like he still technically killed Monokuma. He just like let Junko live so that she could be arrested or whatever.
Yeah, that was always like
don't grant her the despair of death. That's what she wants.
Exactly, like she wants to die, so like have it be that Kora Sensei forces her to live. I think that would be an awesome way to end it.
Yeah, because like I forget where I heard like this idea thrown out, but I always thought I remember hearing like once like the idea that like since Junko is like, I don't know the specific of Danganronpa, but like Junko is like an AI of a student. Is that correct?
Well, she
Junko,
was in the second game.
Yeah. In the second game, she becomes an AI and just kind of takes over the world of the second game. And then Ultra Despair Girls, that shit. She's also still an AI. She's an AI in that game as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the first game, like getting into spoilers, obviously, the person we're introduced to as Junko dies right away, essentially, but it's eventually revealed that wasn't actually Junko. It was her twin sister, Mukuro
Ikusaba, the 16th student hidden somewhere among Hope's Peak.
Watch out.
Of course it is.
And it turns out Junko was the headmaster, the mastermind behind everything, controlling Monokuma from the shadows. And then she comes into the fray and like shows off, and she does all the silly voices because like she thinks it's too boring to have one personality. You could tell the voice actor was having a lot of fun playing her.
Yeah.
So in that
she's just really bored, and that's why she did everything she did.
Fair enough. So,
and then you got Danganronpa 3, the anime, kind of ruining the mystery of everything behind it by prequeling shit. So we don't talk about that.
Oh come on! I still have a guilty pleasure for the ending of that.
I do like when all the Danganronpa 2 cast comes together and fights all the soldiers.
We get to see the best cast survive. I can't complain.
I'm cool with that.
It was in that sense that I heard like the concept of, since like Junko was like the AI of a student, Koro Sensei would show a certain fondness for her in the same vein as like showing fondness to, like the students of class class E.
I guess
and then like it would be like kind of like what Carrick said, that like he would take out all the Monokuma robots, but then like maybe like I don't want to say save Junko, because that's not, I would not say save Junko, but more so like
apprehend her.
Apprehend her, like show her like some kind of mercy.
Yeah, I was about to say Junko doesn't want to be saved.
No, she wants to die.
A great thing to do would be, or instead of like leaving the police to catch her, if they want to do something different, maybe like doing all the shit like riding on her and giving her massage and stuff, and then like tying her up into a chair and like forcing her to listen to his lecture or whatever on like being a good person, and it's like cuts to Junko being like, this is so boring. KO.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
This truly is the ultimate despair. KO.
Oh my god, the ultimate. Oh my
gosh. I mean, honestly, with the way Danganronpa dialogue is, it would fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Koro Sensei, God, like you really have to like.
Hope and despair and Danganronpa is like darkness and light in Kingdom Hearts.
You have to have some kind of Scrooge in you to not get a character like Koro Sensei right, because he is just so goddamn fun. He is so fun to watch on screen. It's really just a matter of like the way he talks and just the way that he interacts with everybody and the insane lengths he'll go to for the sake of a bit, essentially. He's just such a fun guy, and seeing these two wild personalities face off against each other, and like essentially who could annoy each other the most at the end of the day, and like but like still keeping their cool is a recipe for ultimate disaster, and I would love to see their take on it.
It's in that same vein. I'd also really like to see Death Battle's take on how they even just like analyze Koro Sensei, because like I always had like, I don't have much to say about Monokuma because I've never played any of the Danganronpa games, but with Assassination Classroom and Koro Sensei, I would love it if the analysis was almost kind of framed in a similar way to how Alucard's analysis back in season 8 was done, where it's like they kind of like they give like the beginning of the analysis is like a brief overview about like the setting and the premise of Assassination Classroom, giving off like a kind of an idea about like who Koro Sensei is, like what his what his deal is, and then halfway through the analysis they get into like his backstory, then they get into like who he was before he became Koro Sensei.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Being like how he was the Reaper, the most deadliest assassin in the world. And then like how he got like his antimatter powers, how he grew bonds with like the woman that helped him in that time, and then like how like and then like culminating finally in like the ending of Assassination Classroom, which that gets me every time.
Oh
like
God!
Him, like
the final roll call. When I talked to Sunny Straight at a fan expo, he talked about Koro Sensei being one of his favorite characters for that very reason, because like it's very rare to have a character where you get to like explore the comedic side of acting as well as the dramatic side. And like that roll call in particular, like he felt so attached to those characters as well as all like the voice actors playing them, and so like I was definitely gonna miss playing this character. It really was like cool to learn about, and I ended up getting a signed picture from him of that he drew of Krillin and Koro Sensei hanging out, and that was great.
That's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just like
cool.
that like framing of the analysis, like framing it almost as like we like as the analysis progresses, we learn more about like who Koro Sensei was, just like how it is in the actual series. It just it feels like just like the perfect way to do like a Koro Sensei analysis.
Yeah, and with Monokuma, it would be good to focus mostly on the first game, and then like using other games in the franchise as like side material, and like maybe black boxes explaining why they wouldn't be. Like the 10 to the 6 years power or whatever thing, that would be a black box thing for sure, of like explaining how many Monokumas there are.
Most of Monokuma's story anyway is honestly the first game, because the other games it's more Junko.
Exactly, and even then, it's like a version of Junko that
it's a version of Junko or whatever the fuck V3 was.
Yeah,
V3 was just
God,
like.
Don't even get me started on V3. How do you even talk about that game?
Well, you don't.
You need to
You don't.
You don't discuss it.
Oh boy. That's probably my favorite Game Grumps moment of last year, because they played V3, and the Mono Cubs were like the most annoying character for Aaron to deal with, and it eventually got to the point where Aaron just like full on crashed out, like impressioned all of them, and it's like, you don't have anything to hide, right? Well, he doesn't have anything to hide. He's our daddy. Oh, I got something to hide. My big penis. Oh, you shouldn't talk about that. You guys need to shut up. And shut the fuck up! God!
Valid crash out. Valid crash out.
Yeah, the Mono Kids added nothing.
Literally nothing, and it's except like incest jokes and other things.
We already had enough of those in the anime.
For real?
Yeah. Oh fuck. Oh god, don't remind me.
And in 100 line, unfortunately.
But hey, that's why Monokuma is the best character to talk about on this show.
Monokuma is the best character.
And also, Assassination Classroom legitimately being one of the best anime shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's up there for me as well. It's like
I know.
Oh yeah.
I've watched it.
Honestly, on the list.
Honestly, my only critique of it is that the ending was a little bit unsatisfying, but like I still liked it for what it was.
Yeah, the ending kind of feels like it felt like something was missing.
But like, you know, with that happens to a lot of anime endings. To be fair, it's hard to find like a legitimately good anime ending that answers every single question, you know, and like doesn't leave anything unturned.
Yeah.
So,
but I think I also speak for everyone here when I say that yeah, it's happening this year, right? It's just like a lot.
I thought it was gonna happen last year, because like I could have sworn I saw like Koro Sensei smile in like the teaser for like at the end of Galactus versus Unicron, and like
no, I fully agree.
And like, cause like we also saw like the Among Us stuff in there as well, so we're like, oh yeah, Among Us versus Fall Guys is happening, and then we saw Koro Sensei's. It looked like his smile. It really did, and we're like, okay, I guess that's gonna happen. So I really hope it happens this year.
But then in Joker versus Giorno, we saw the teddy bears. in that fight, and we all thought they looked.
Oh, yeah.
Looked like
Bugs.
Monokuma.
Everyone joked
Or like they
this
were
is the
gonna
core dynamic.
There is a possibility that perhaps I don't know, perhaps they wanted Moro to do this one because it's like another sort of army sort of thing going on with all the Monokumas going around, and that would be a lot easier to do with like, you know, like puppet animation where you can like copy paste a bunch of assets in that regard.
Yeah.
But maybe he got like sidetracked, them wanting him to do the My Hero stuff, like, you know, Shigaraki for the Kickstarter.
Moro's got too much on his plate.
And then, you know, Deku and Miles for like I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a more recently decided on
He's got the Death
matchup.
Battle stuff. He's got Indie Cross that he's working on.
Mhm.
He did that one Digital Circus music video.
Yeah.
He's also making a video game.
Oh,
is he?
I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's making. He posted like on one of his socials that like he's hiring to like help make a game.
Heck yeah, good on him.
Huh.
Yeah.
He,
Okay.
But
he also posted
play it.
he also posted a casting call for an indie animated series, and everyone immediately said, "This is a very confusing call, like with the audition lines. Could you like Moro? Could you like fix it a little bit so that it's like more normal?" And then it got deleted, and we haven't heard of since, as far as I know.
oh,
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
like,
Yeah.
boy.
I hope that comes back.
Yeah.
On what speaking on what Carrick said, I have to imagine that like if this matchup was to have happened in season 11, my guess is that where it would have happened in season 11, it hadn't started production yet. It was more so just like it was planned to happen, but like it hadn't started production, and then with the Rooster Teeth shutdown,
yeah.
it just got kind of put on the back burner, and then like once the Kickstarter happened, they just prioritized other matchups to happen first.
I wouldn't be surprised if like now that
That's
we're
fair.
getting done with all the Kickstarter confirmed ones, we're gonna start getting into episodes that not only were planned to begin with, but I wouldn't be surprised if like they were fairly along in production too, to some degree, like maybe having a script written out, maybe having some of the voice actors cast already, like maybe having some of like the plans for who is gonna animate it in that regard.
Well, yeah, because if I recall correctly, Bowser vs. Eggman, they like a script for that episode was finished around I think like the end of season 9. It was planned for season 10, but then it got delayed into season 11, and then yeah,
they
this
said
was history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DJ said that the wedding thing wasn't a reference to the Mario movie because the movie wasn't out yet when he wrote that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
So
that would have been
it just
2023.
it just happened to work out perfectly.
Just a nice little coincidence.
And there have been weddings in Mario before that.
Yeah, he was
within
he was
Odyssey.
using
Like,
the
that was
suit
the
from
plot
Odyssey.
He's even
Odyssey.
wearing his wedding outfit from Odyssey.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But he just also happened to be wearing the exact same outfit in the movie because it was a reference to that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but like everybody assumed because of like the timeline of when it came out. But that's the thing with production of this show. This shit is not only expensive. It takes we have no idea how long some of these take. You know.
So it's
Yeah.
entirely possible that like they did have something for like this matchup, but they just put it on the back burner, which is why like I feel like this year it has to happen. Like it makes too much sense for it to happen this year.
Especially since we're like catching up on like all of the promised stuff. So like I feel like now it's gonna be like wrapping back around into things that were planned from the get-go, and then eventually we'll move into a new phase of completely new stuff that wasn't planned yet. And like, okay, we've done everything that not only did we promise to do, but also the ones that we promised ourselves that we're gonna do. Now it's time to finally move on to new stuff. And
Well, yeah, because like in terms of the remaining Kickstarter episodes that we know of, there's only 2 left.
Well-
Aang vs. Travel, Aang vs. Megamind, and then out of like the remaining that we have in total, it's just 6.
well, I mean,
and technically also
three
like
if you count
Columbo.
Life versus Columbo.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't. It's a bonus episode. They say it doesn't count.
Well, in the sense of it's gonna happen.
Yeah, in a sense, it's gonna happen. Yeah, true.
And also, Geats versus Saber, thanks to the Champions Island, which is something we'll talk about in a different podcast. That's a story for another day.
Stay tuned.
We'll
Yep.
get to you
Or don't.
later.
So, yeah, Monokuma versus Koro Sensei. God, this, I'm just, I think, yeah, the animation potential speaks for itself. You just, like, getting all the different Monokuma forms in there from the games, and, like, having Koro Sensei, like, blitz around it, and, like, doing all of his fun shenanigans and visual gags with them. And I'm just, like, I'm imagining like something like because I know that there was like a giant rocket ship in UDG that happened as well, like a giant Monokuma.
Oh yeah, one of the executions, I think.
Oh, Big Bang Monokuma.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the big.
I don't think that was made by Junko though. I think that was
Yeah,
made
it was
by
made by the
somebody
government
else.
or something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they used it for the animation anyway, just for the sake of it.
Oh yeah,
And
it'd still be cool.
Yeah.
You didn't mention.
Oh no,
it,
there
also-
was a giant robot in like the anime. That's the one that Kazuichi built.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good to know.
There's also you didn't mention it, but also the timing of the timing actually works out pretty well.
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
there-
yeah,
there-
yeah.
There's a remake, I think, of
Danganronpa 2, yes.
coming out this year, as well as an upcoming Assassination Classroom movie that's going to be adapting stuff that the anime didn't do from the manga.
That's gonna be really
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
By the way, when
Yeah.
Danganronpa 2x2 comes out, I really wanna stream that with some of you guys.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah,
I'd be down.
They're
even though I would-
changing like who lives and who dies in that one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they got a side story.
That's also the only one you can get away with that.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how hard they go with the rat
Well, you
battle
could technically
editing.
get away with it in V3.
Yeah, I guess it'd be
I guess they maybe want to start with 2x2 first, because it's
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Let's do the good game first. and then we
Let's
can
do
go
the
on.
good one, yes.
It'll be a nice chance to get some characters a little bit more development who might have been
just
killed too
wanna-
early.
I just want to say the contrast of like everyone here was just praising Assassination Classroom. Meanwhile, I'm over here and I've been shitting on Danganronpa like half the time.
Hey, you're not alone, my friend.
I mean,
Yeah,
I just don't
Look,
have
it
much
has a
say
lot to
about
crap
Danganronpa.
on, but I still love it.
I love it too, but it's like
It's one of those
it
things
has
where
its moments.
it's like, damn it, you're hard to love, Danganronpa, but you're even harder to hate.
Yeah.
But it is not hard to love this matchup.
Yeah.
Not
Bro.
one bit.
I love this matchup, but I hate making doing renders for it and
Oh, really?
thumbnails.
I
Yeah, I'm
lucked out
planning
with
on
these
I'm
renders.
I'm planning on
Yeah,
hand
these
drawing
renders
this.
are perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, these renders
lucked
actually
out.
work really well with each other.
The arms
I think it's
crossed
definitely
Rance
a
Kona
immediate
renders.
thing.
I would love to see if they could get like some visual novel editing going on there for the battle itself, like for the setup, starting it out.
That would be so
Oh,
cool.
yeah, like Joker versus
Ooh.
Jorno, where they had like the UI from Persona 5.
Yeah,
like, for like some.
I want to.
Yeah, why not?
I feel like that feels like something that Tiki, that DJ and Max have more than mastered at this point, even within like just the analyses. I mean, shit. DJ even edited a little bit of Dr. Doom versus Dr. Doofenshmirtz for animator versus animation versus
Nice.
anything. So
Yeah.
like they have that experience to be able to pull off that look. Oh, if they could throw in like a truth bullet section as well for their banter as well, of like
Yes.
Monokuma saying something, but then like Koro Sensei shoots a truth bullet and be like, no, that's not what being a teacher.
Stupid.
That's not what being a teacher's about at all, you fool! And then like as he's battling him and stuff, it's like, no, that's wrong. It's like, yeah, no, just like please go all out with the UI and stuff.
That's wrong.
The visual flair,
Ooh.
because I feel like there's a high chance this is probably gonna be the only times we'll get both of these series on Death Battle. On
Oh,
the
of
show.
course.
So I feel like they have to go all out with like just like the visual flair of it.
Yeah, like especially.
No, but what about Makoto versus Phoenix Wright?
I will. I will leave.
Okay. There's another corner going that one.
Remember Hajime Hanada versus Deku when that was a thing for a while?
Oh, that was
God.
that
Yeah,
wasn't.
what the
That was
fuck
not
was
Hajime.
that about?
That was
was-
not Hajime. That was Izuru Kamakura.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
right,
a
yeah.
fucking weird ass matchup.
Now,
I
now,
got
now
that
they're
one.
trying to
kinda
give
ridiculous.
Izuru a different matchup, and that matchup doesn't work.
I still think Toko
I
versus
still like
Launch is
Hajime
fun.
Hinata versus Francis York Morgan.
I still Toko versus Launch is funny as a Dragon Ball
Oh,
fan.
I love
No,
Toko
that's
versus Launch.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
I actually got that matchup commissioned by Brandon.
Oh, fun. They're never gonna
yeah,
do
so
it
both sides.
because Launch hasn't been in Dragon Ball relevancy ever for a while. But that makes me sad. I wish
she
she
was in Kakarot.
I wish she was, man. I would. Oh well.
She should have been in David.
What are you gonna do?
Okay.
Yeah, well.
That's that. Okay, yeah, that's Monokuma versus Koro Sensei for you. As far as I know, one of Chad's most wanted episodes, like at the moment. So they better fucking do it, man.
Ass class.
Well,
You had to get that out at least once.
gotta get Boomstick in there. All right.
Yeah, you gotta have Boomstick screaming Jurassic shit.
I like that Mario guy. All right.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for joining us on this insane journey. We have been here for. We've been falling for hours. It was.
I have been falling for 30 minutes.
I've been falling for 30 minutes.
I was making a Super Mario Super Show reference, but y'all go off, I guess.
I got a Josh Scorcher reference because I was keeping track. 4 hours.
They fell for hours. Anyway, yeah, thank you all. If you guys sat through this whole thing and you got to this point, I want y'all to comment it's assassination time in your comment. And have that.
I thought you were gonna ask what was your favorite match that we talked about.
No, I want y'all to like throw in a pass key, like showing that you sat through the whole thing. I want you to work "it's assassination time" into your comment somewhere, and that's how we'll know.
Or just comment "ass class."
I'm not really into either series, but I gotta say, but what you guys said, I'm definitely invested.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mainly with I can't remember their names are the assassin classroom guy. I don't know his name.
Koro Sensei.
Sensei?
Yeah, him I like a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Assassination Classroom is worth the price of admission just for his aura.
Yeah, literally, I'm gonna say this right now. Like, I personally, like, I'm kind of on the matchup itself, but like, if it means if it will allow us to get Koro Sensei on Death Battle, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how much that's how much leeway I give this Assassination Classroom. It's so good.
I have a
Like,
I have a Monokuma plushie, so I'm down for it as well.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
Cool.
Cervantes versus Spino.
Also, I remember there was a scene to where, like, when you guys were talking about he would save his students no matter what, I remember someone threatened to, like, blow up the classroom, and he got super pissed about that. It's like, you threatened the lives of your students, our students, you know, right? And,
Yeah,
like, that's what pissed them off.
Yeah.
That's why he's a real one.
You gotta get Koro Sensei in his, like, angry form, like, as the battle progresses, too.
Oh, he would be pissed off at Monokuma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would hate his guts.
Like maybe he
There's a
doesn't
lot of
know
guts.
that much about Monokuma at first, but then like the more they fight and the more like Monokuma like reveals his like villainous nature and how he's killed kids in the past, that would like be what sets Koro Sensei off. Like, oh.
You're on how many killing games?
And it's one of those things where like in the series,
They just keep going and going.
It's one of those things in the series where like when Koro Sensei gets mad, his smile doesn't go away. It's just like I think it's just like a red aura that surrounds him when he gets pissed off.
Oh, or like pure black as well. That's a scary image.
Yes. Oh my god.
I need to watch this anime.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Oh my god. I would love to do a watch party with y'all.
It's like when the fun dad gets like starts yelling at you.
Yeah. It's like it's scary as
It's like,
hell.
oh my god, like what? Oh my gosh, you're not like this normally.
Yeah, I would love to like watch this in VC with y'all. It'd be so cool.
But yeah, when Danganronpa 2x2 comes out, I'm definitely gonna stream that in VC whenever I can for whoever is available, because that would be a fun one for us to like voice the characters in, I think.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, I love doing that stuff.
All right, so
Also, if we want to do a live dub of the thing I posted, that'd be cool.
maybe. All right. Oh gosh. So again, yeah. Post Ask Class or like it's assassination time in your comment if you like watched all the way through. Let us know which matchup discussions were your favorite. Let us know if we did a good job representing them. Hopefully we did. These are like our personal picks, so I hope we did a good job representing the stuff that we're interested in. Thank you all so much for joining us. Look forward to Death Battle 2026, and we will see you all in the next video. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Raccoon Bro.
Raccoon Bro voice actor.
I'd give Raccoon Bro VA a 240 out of 10.
I love Raccoon Bro.